hello. What's up tonight, everyone? Welcome. Well, oh my goodness, my green screen. Oh, wait, wrong way. There we go. Hey! Oh, wait, hang on. That's a new stream mode. I gotta move my monitor to make sure my green screen's covering everything. Hello. What's up tonight, everyone? Welcome. Fine Thursday to y'all. Good to see ya. Good to see ya. It is stream time, historic time, also Kaldheim talk time, of course. Yeah, I know I've been going back and forth with the new mic. I really don't know the problem. So here's the issue. I don't know how many of you have used a mic like this before. Here's the new mic. I can put it in the video so you can see it. So the issue I'm having, and I don't know what the solution to this is, so you can see the mic here. So what I would like to do with this new mic is just kind of have it like sit more or less like this, and then just like talk and be normal and play Magic. The problem I've noticed is if I move, which you've seen me stream, I'm moving all the time. If I move in and then I like sit back, the volume adjusts and isn't the same, and it sounds a little bit weird. The other thing is I need to be able to hear the splash so I know when people sub, and this, I don't know. So I'm working out the kinks, but soon, the new mic will be in full effect. I've been using it for some stuff, like podcasts, and gonna use it for Commander Clash when the new season starts, so welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. But I like moving around. That's a thing. Like, I don't want to have to sit here and sit still. That's just not me. I like to be able to move around. So I don't know, maybe I'm a headset guy. Maybe that's just how it is. Strictly Jess, good to see you. Zelda Zakbot, Lorgushi, and Awesomeox, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. Big Rob, good to see you. Advanced Winds, Helichrome. How is everyone doing tonight? How is this ridiculous Kaldheim set looking to you? Man, this set's looking sweet. I really like this set. Even just later day, I gotta ask you about this card. I promise, we got sweet decks to play. We got many sweet decks. Here's what's on the docket, and then we'll talk Kaldheim real quick. Then we'll do our reminders. Maybe we'll do reminders after we talk about our decks. I don't know, but we're playing Historic tonight. Here are the decks on our list, and I think these are sweet ones. So, deck number one that we're kicking things off with, we have Abzan Counters, and this is a deck I've been meaning to play for a while now. Now that we have Winding Constrictor in the format, and also Conclave Mentor in the format, we can kind of go all in on putting counters on things. Like a Pelt Collector with both of these out, it gets so big. A Stonecoil Serpent, it gets so big. Luminarch Pirate grows everything. Scavenger Use eating the graveyard, and that's the main idea of this deck, is to, I don't know, play these things that make more counters on our stuff and make our creatures really, really big really quickly. So that's deck one, Abzan Snake Counters. Deck number two on the docket, well, we have two options here. One is 5-color Niv, and it's been a while since we've Niv'd anyone, and I love Niv. And this is just pile of multicolor cards. Yes, there's Arrows in there, there's Crosses, there's Gross Spirals, there's Escape to the Wilds, there's Scarab Gods, there's Shards, there's Maelstrom Pulses, little bit of this, little bit of that, 5-color pile of everything. Might be getting a little greedy because this pile seems way better once World Tree exists, but still, like, how do you pass up sweet 5-color Niv value? Sandrack, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. Finally, also on the list, Crabs and Butts. This feels a little memey. It's a little bit of a jank deck, but this is basically Toughness Matters, headlined by Charix. We have Assault Formations, we have Hawatlis, we have High Alerts, playing high toughness creatures, everyone's favorite Grazer. We haven't seen Grazer in a minute. Nyx Fleece Rabs, Tower Defense is a finisher, just big toughness, attack, crab you with the butts, and so those are the decks. Those are the decks on the list. So we got a bunch of sweet decks to play, but maybe we take Urro's out, but Urro's so good in the deck. Do we really want to, like, I don't know. It's one of those weird things. I think there's a philosophical problem that I have with decks like this. One is, and I've never been comfortable with the answer. So when I first started building decks, my attitude was a card like Urro, I just wouldn't play it. That was kind of my initial take. Like, Urro, a lot of people play it. I will refuse to play it. And I still mostly do that. At the same time, We also have cards like Blood Moon, which we use to enable jank decks. And Blood Moon's a pretty busted card, but if you're using Blood Moon to do something really weird and crazy, like live long enough to win with Door to Nothingness or something, like, is it worth it? Is it one of those cases where, like, sure, Uro is not a beloved card by any stretch because it's busted and it should be banned. But if you're using it to cast Niv-Mizzet Reborn, is it okay? I don't know the answer to that. I really don't. A new god would just spoiled? Oh man. All right, spoilers. Spoilers being pulled up. I haven't even seen it yet. We will experience this new god together, assuming. Okay, here it is. Here it is. New god, ladies and gentlemen. Are you ready? First view. I haven't even read it yet, so here it is. New God is a blue god. It is Kazima, God of the Voyage. 3 mana, 2/4. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may exile it. If you do, it gains whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control. If it's an exiled, you can put a Voyage counter on it. If you don't, return Cosmia to the battlefield with X+1/+1 counters on it and draw X cards, where X is the number of Voyage counters on it. Wait. I gotta read this again. Okay, so 3 mana 2/4. At the beginning of your upkeep, you can exile it. If you do, it gains whenever a land enters a battlefield under your control. If it's exiled, you can put a Voyage counter on it. If you don't put a Voyage counter on it, okay, if you don't put a counter on it, return to the battlefield with X+1/+1 counters and draw X cards where X is the number of Voyage counters. Ooh, wow. Okay, that card's actually really interesting to me. I don't know about this, like, going all in on the Exile Zone, which is something we've been seeing. But that's a sweet card. So you play it, it lives to your upkeep, you exile it, and then you essentially have this uncounterable, I guess, landfall draw a card trigger, but it's all storing up for when Cosmia finally comes back into play, and then you can potentially put it back into play, draw a bunch of cards, and then exile it again in your upkeep, so it's not ever really going to be a creature that you're beating down with, but it is going to be like this really strange card advantage engine. Backside, the Omen Keel, 2 mana 3/3 vehicle. Whenever a vehicle you control deals combat damage to a player, that player exiles that many cards from the top of their library. You may play lands from among them as long as they remain exiled. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's an actual legit vehicle. It only crews for 1, 2. I mean, that's a little smuggler coptery. Like, that is, it doesn't fly, which is the biggest problem. But that's actually like, wow, we have not seen a legit vehicle for a while. This looks like a legit vehicle, and that's for any vehicle. So you can play this and just let it sit out as like a weird static artifact, and then attack with your Sky Sovereigns, attack with your Heart of Kyrans, and hit a bunch of land drops. Wow. This actually seems like one of the sweetest gods so far. This might be my new, well, the black one that steals all the opponent stuff that you make them discard is probably my favorite, but that actually seems like a legitimately good god. All right, that's a good one. All right, so reminders, Kaldheim talk, historic, counters, nivs, crab butts, all the goodies. We're going to be having fun. We're going to be having fun tonight. So, replay YouTube. That's where you'd find all the old streams, including this one. In the future, normal YouTube, daily spoilers. We did some double moonwalking for Against the Odds. We have some Crim action coming out tonight. We have Commander Clash special episode coming up tomorrow. Just finished recording a Memer Dream for Sunday. So tons of content coming up on the YouTube. Keep it out for all that stuff. A reminder that our awesome sponsor tonight is Card Kingdom. And maybe you need some magical cards. Maybe you need some Kaldheim cards. You know where you can get them. You can get them at cardkingdom.com. Even get a free Scoop Soldier sticker. Just let them know you want one in your order notes, and they will hook you up. So thank you so much to Card Kingdom for supporting the show. Otherwise, merch page has token t-shirts, playmats, donations, always appreciated, never required. $2 or more gets your message read on the stream. And, all right, reminders out of the way. I got to ask you, we got to have a little debate before we actually play Magic. I promise we're playing Magic. Here's a question. I gotta ask. I need to make a order from Card Kingdom to get a Scoop sticker, because I don't actually have one. Seth, my girlfriend wants you to be your uncle. Uncle Saffron? I think I'm a fun uncle. I actually have like actual nieces and nephews, and I think they think I'm a fun uncle. Hopefully, they think I'm a fun uncle. I know the one that's learning how to play Magic does. All right, here's my question for you. Here's a question. I think the most hotly debated card, and I haven't been able to do this one yet for Daily Spoiler because it came out too late. In Search of Greatness, I really need to know your thoughts on this, chat. So, 2-mana enchantment. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may cast a permanent spell with converted mana cost equal to +1, the highest converted mana cost among other permanents you control from your hand without paying its mana cost if you don't scry one. How good do you think this card is? How good do you think In Search of Greatness is? This is one that I really... I see people like freaking out about this and just saying this card is gonna be broken, gonna be ban worthy, and I can see why people are freaking out about it. I mean, it's a free spell, and that is busted. Like, if you have a 4-drop in this out, you get to play a 5-drop for free. That is a lot of free value. Shades of Fires of Invention. On the other hand, because it's only your highest converted mana cost permanent, and because it's not like converted mana cost equal to or less than. It is equal to +1 exactly. That means, let's say you have your 4-drop down. If you got a 5-drop in hand, it's great, but if you don't have a 5-drop in hand, it scries 1, which is something. It seems like it's actually, I don't know. I'm a little concerned that it's worse than it looks. It looks like something that could be broken, but it also feels a little bit like, because it asks for such a specific thing, do you have a card of this one exact CMC in your hand? If it does, awesome, you get it for free. If you don't, then you just scry? I don't know. I feel like it's actually going to be not as threatening. But the thing is, it is the type of card where if it's going to be good, it's probably going to be broken. If it is going to be good, it's going to be like Neo Brand Combo or something, where it's just like, oh my god, this does the most broken thing of all time. I guess maybe there's some like... ether vial value, perhaps? I don't know. I don't know. Definitely an interesting card, though. But this set is looking bonkers. I love the new Giants. These lands are surprisingly powerful. Like this one, 6 mana, sack it, blow up a land, and get a 4/4 with trample. That's actually a pretty sweet card. So, couldn't you play mono 3-drops? You could, sort of. The problem is, so let's say you play mono 3-drops, and I promise we're gonna play Magic in just a second. We're gonna snake people. We have a new donation from Swing for Zero. Hey Seth, doesn't Maskwood Nexus work with Bear Saga? I'm confused by the spoiler video. Also, do you think that it's worth to cheat in Ascendant Spirit activation? Ascendant Spirit. What is Ascendant Spirit? Oh, Ascendant Spirit. So that crossed my mind. I don't think it's actually worth it. I guess if you want to play this anyway, it's fine. But you could, like, if you make it into a warrior, then you can jump up to the 4-mana mode right away or something. I don't think you would play it just for that. If you're already playing Nexus, maybe you throw Spirit in, because that's a cool synergy. As far as the other question, and thank you for the donation, did I punt? Was that a spoiler punt? So... I might have spoiler punted there. Where is Nexus real quick? Wait, where? What? It should be in the color list. Okay. Maelstrom Nexus, creatures who control every creature type. Yeah, so I think I'm a little bit of a spoiler punt, because what I was thinking is, okay, this doesn't actually make the card into changelings, but it does make them into shapeshifters, which I think means it would actually work with the Bear Saga, because the Bear Saga says shapeshifter rather than changeling. So I think that was just a little bit of a spoiler punt. Thank you for the donation, by the way. So yeah, this set is looking absolutely amazing to me. Honestly, I think Historic is precisely the best format to use it in between ley lines. Okay, so the other question, and then Magic, I promise, Magic. The other question was, couldn't you use this in 3-drop tribal? And the answer is not really. This is the card that, it seems so close to being busted, but the words on it make it a little bit safe. Because if you read it carefully, let's read this really carefully, and then we're going to play Magic. So, first off, at the beginning of your upkeep, you may cast a permanent spell with converted mana cost equal to +1, the highest converted mana cost among other permanents you control from your hand without paying its mana cost. So, that big jumble of words, what this is saying is, first off, it doesn't trigger itself. some people were like, okay, so I play this on turn 2. Worst case, I play a 3-drop for free because I have In Search for Greatness. That's 2. 2 plus 1 is 3. 3-drop for free. But because it says other permanent, that doesn't work. The other big restriction is this doesn't say you can play a permanent with converted mana cost equal to plus 1, a permanent you control. It's only the highest converted mana cost permanent that you control. So let's say you build a 3-drop tribal, and you're like, okay, what I want to do is keep putting 3-drops into play. I play a 2-drop, then I go to my next turn, free 3-drop. That's insane. Next turn, free 3-drop. That's insane. The problem with that plan is the way it's worded, that doesn't really work either, because once you play that first 3-drop, then 3 CMC is going to be the highest converted mana cost of permanents you control. So then you have to put a 4 into play from your hand. And once you have a 4 in play, then you have to put a 5 in play from your hand. So you do it's kind of like birthing pod from your hand. You have to work up the chain. It doesn't count itself. It has to be exactly your highest converted mana cost permanent plus 1. So you do have to kind of keep going up the chain. The exciting part of it, I think, is a combo potential. Some people have mentioned ley lines. Like, let's say you put a ley line into play for free, you play this, you have a 4 CMC ley line, you get to put a 5-drop into play. You drop your Elspeth Conqueror's Death or Ashiok or something into play. Like, that's pretty nifty. Although at the same time, then you have a 5 CMC permanent into play, and then you need to have 6 drops, so then your ley lines aren't doing anything anymore. So that's like a one-shot. Is it worth it to be ley line this, drop a 5-drop into play on turn 3, and then scry for the rest of the game, unless your 5-drop dies and you go back to your ley line? It's kind of like a weird ritual, essentially. The other plan would be to just go full on Neilbrand and be like, okay, whatever. Like, I'm going to just put one thing into play that kills you. I go turn to this, turn to Allosaurus Rider, exile and green cards, put it into play, go to my upkeep, Grizzlebrand into play from my hand, draw a bunch of cards, hope the Grizzlebrand wins. So I think that's probably the main home, but I don't know. It's one of these cards, the way it's worded is really tricky. If those words were slightly different, this would be the most broken card from the set, I think. If it was converted mana cost equal to or less than, so if you had a 4-drop, you could put a 5-4-3-2-1-0 into play, that would be absolutely bonkers. If it counted all your permanents, so if it was just like, choose a permanent that you control, put something with that CMC plus 1 into play, even that would be a lot easier, because then you could do the like 3-drop into 3-drop into 3-drop. But I don't know. I think there's still applications, but I was actually a little surprised at how much people freaked out about In Search of Greatness. I think it's just because we're conditioned, and rightly so after the past year, that fast mana is broken, and it is fast mana, and it is free spells, and fast mana free spells are almost always broken, so Grey Engine Ulamog, that does sound actually pretty hilarious. Good evening! Are you with Abzan Luris list or by Abzan Coco counters? So this list at the moment is Abzan Luris. I would love to look at your Abzan Coco's counter list again, though. You should send me your Coco counters again. Hey Seth, you may want to reconsider the connotation of butts and I don't have a dirty mind like the rest of you, Majora. It's Cherix and the Toughness Matters deck. Oh, I guess I see what you're saying, but honestly, that did not even slightly cross my mind. Hey, thank you, Ollie Minds. I'm excited to try it. So we are maybe we'll change the butts and crabs if that's throwing people off. It was very innocent for me. What cards most likely to be banned in Kaldheim Standard? Cards from Throne of Elderate. So let's talk about this deck, and then we can talk about Kaldheim. We talk about Standard. We talk about what cards are broken, going to get banned. Talk about Historic. Whatever y'all want to talk about. So what are we starting off with? Abzan counters. What's the plan of this deck? Essentially, we got the Snake. Doubles up our +1 counter if we put a counter on something. Conclave Mentor. It's like a Selesnya version of the Snake, apparently. So we have 70 of these cards that give us more counters, which means our Luminarch Aspirant, let's say, hopefully is going to be adding like 3 or 4 counters a turn once we get stuff stacked up. Exiling a creature with Scavenging Ooze could add a bunch of counters. Stokehill Serpent going to be huge. Pelt Collector going to get huge. Knight of the Ebon Legion gonna get huge eventually. And that's essentially the goal of the deck. That we will play the Snake, play the Mentor, play these counters thing, make them really huge. Otherwise, we get some removal, we get a little bit of discard, we get some Thought Seizes. Of course, it's historic. Why wouldn't you have Thought Seize? Loris is our companion to get stuff back. I was actually wondering if Coco was gonna be better than Loris. I'm honestly not sure. Maybe we get a chance to try both. Sideboard wise, more removal, protection, graveyard hate, more removal, more removal, more removal. Let's counter it up. Let's counter it up. We have not played a single Snake since it came into the format. Not a single one. Yeah, we just talked about the Blue God. I think the Blue God is perhaps my favorite of the gods so far. Oh, I like that. That's my kind of commander. I need a commander that doesn't actually need to attack, but draws me lots of cards. That is my main goal when I'm playing commander, and that seems like a good way to get the job done. Yeah, the Coco version looks sweet. Coco seems fun. Ooh, a Johnny. Forgot about a Johnny. Well, we'll see. Maybe we'll get a chance to Coco as well. Have you seen the combo with Tybalt's Trickery? What is the combo with Tybalt's Trickery? I think the answer is perhaps. People have sent me a few combos with Tybalt's Trickery, so I think it depends on what. Yeah, let's just night go. I think it depends on what combo you're talking about. Yeah, Johnny does seem sweet. Maybe we'll try it. Is there a YouTube where you post your streams after this? There is! The replay YouTube. That's where you'd find all the old streams, including this one, in the future. Cascade did it with an hit on Drowsy with Trickery. Yeah, I did see that combo. So I think... Oh, what are we doing here? Huh. So shock ourselves, Thought Seize, grow this... Yeah, it's probably our best plan. So shock ourselves. Thought Seize our opponent. Oh, it's the combo deck. Huh. Let's take a braid. Take a braid. Play Pellet Collector. We can kill the wall. Hit ya. Grow the night past the turn. So yeah, so the thing about that combo, I think that combo is really cool. I think it's like a really sweet, like against odd style deck. Chaos Engineer for the 30th month. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. So I think it's kind of a cascading into Tybalt's Trickery, countering your own cascade spell, and hoping you flip into an Eldrazi. So I think that the idea is really cunning and interesting. I think as far as actually being competitive, I think that my concern is there's a pretty high fizzle rate, at least from the deck list people have sent me, because you have Tybalt's Trickeries, you have Simian Spirit Guides, you have some number of Praetors, and then you have some number of Cascade spells that also fizzle if you don't have a creature, so they're like half fizzles. So I was looking at the list, and while it's really spicy, do we have to kill this? No, I guess we don't have to kill it yet. Now let's Winding Constrictor, grow our dorks. Agadeem's Awakening. Hit ya. So that's my only concern as far as it being like an actual competitive deck, is I think you probably hit something good like 65% of the time or something. So when you're... If you only have one trigger and 4 Cascade spells, 0% chance to fizzle. That's true, but then you have the issue of... are you going to have your combo pieces in hand? That's kind of like the next question. Because if you don't actually draw one of your 4 cascade spells, then you're back to the fizzle problem. So I think that the idea is really sweet. The other thing that like kind of crossed my mind is you could be like 100% to just cascade into Tybalt. So is trying to like Tybalt's Trickery a cascade spell and have like a 70% chance, let's say, of ending up with an Eldrazi? Is that better than having a 100% chance? Are we just dead? Did they draw all their pieces? No. Is that better than having a 100% chance of cascading into Tybalt? It's definitely, but I really like the deck building of the deck. Like, I think it's a really cool and not all that obvious idea. I think it's a really cool and not like super obvious idea. So I think that the deck building aspect is really spicy, and I really appreciate that aspect of it. But as far as like, my guess is it's kind of like against the odds. It feels like it does something really spectacular a reasonable percentage of the time, but probably not a high enough percentage of the time to be like a tournament style deck. A really solid like against odds deck? Yes, I think that would be like a great against odds deck. But as far as like winning tournament, and the other thing is you also have a can we win here? And the other I guess the other slight consideration is also that's assuming that that you're not interacted with, because that's kind of the other issue. If you go for that plan and your opponent's like mana leak, then you kind of like built your entire deck with a whole bunch of Eldrazi and Cascade spells with this one plan, and then your opponent like Spell Pierces or Stubborn Denials. So that's kind of the other concern, is what happens when Force Negation is a card people are playing and so forth. Psycho Smurf, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you. Hey, what's up, Eddie? Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, I think that's a cool idea that people have sent me too. So, like, you fill your whole deck with Persistent Petitioners. You play some number of Ulamogs and then 4 Trickeries, with the goal being turn 4, Petitioner, Trickery, hope that you don't hit another Trickery, and you know you're getting the Ulamog. I think that's a really cool idea too, although you kind of like run into the biggest issue there is Trickery hitting Trickery. If you play 4 Trickeries, then you're like, what, you have 7 cards you could potentially hit. 4 are Ulamogs and 3 are Trickeries. So again, you're kind of in that like, maybe Tybalt's Trickery is a combo piece, is a card that's really good at doing something spectacular like 70% of the time. But getting it to like 100%, that might be the challenge. And I wonder if there's a way to do it, to be consistent and be 100%. I'll play this. Play Luris. Five, 6, 7, 8. All right, Gross Spirate. Are we beating an Uro? Uro down? Try to Uro us, will you, combo deck? Made a Salt Ice Snow deck for Historic. Ooh, let me see, Benny. Salt Ice Snow sounds sweet. It's going to be interesting to see how good Snow is. There's some cool Snow cards. Like, Necromancer is really spicy. Jorn, I still am not sure. I know people are so high on that. I've seen other people so high on it. I still don't get it. I still don't get what makes Jordan I mean, obviously untapping your stuff is sweet, but I don't know. For some reason, Jordan hasn't. When I first saw Jordan, I thought Jordan was like one of the worst gods we have seen, when a lot of other people thought it was one of the best gods, so I'm probably wrong. Big Mage, welcome to the Fistbowl, and Swiggins, thank you for your subscription. Big soup cheer for you, first time subs, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Tybalt's Trickery, yeah, I mean, the obvious usage for Tybalt's Trickery is your deck that doesn't have blue uses it to, like, stop a combo, for example. Like, that's the, like, fair, obvious use. As a combo piece, the potential's probably there. But figuring out those like the last few percent, that is the challenge. With I wouldn't be surprised if someone did. Maybe we will. I'm sure it's a card that we'll play at some point. But yeah, so far I've seen a lot of decks that it feels like 75% of the time it's going to be sweet and 25% of the time you're going to lose, which is like perfect against the odds deck. Very good against the odds deck. But as far as like winning a tournament, that 25% is probably going to keep pros from, like, keep it from being a tier 1 deck or whatever. Do you think this deck could work in modern? Kind of down at want to try. Ooh, let me see, P, dude. All right, we got a sideboard though. How are we sideboarding? So we're playing against the combo. Wow, do we have... Well, I guess Grafdigger's Cage. Grafdigger's Cage is a big one. Go up Grafdigger's Cage. Thoughtseize discard is good. Alright, we made it. Just barely. Cascade Bridge. The idea is to cascade into Eska, God of the Trees, then cast Prismatic Bridge. Your next MP bridge will cheat Emrakul into play. Ooh. The Howlers are to give Emrakul haste. Wow, this is a spicy idea. So cascade into Eska, you cast the backside, and then that puts Emrakul into play. Apparently, there's a lot of cascade shenanigans with this set. I mean, it seems like that could work. I think also worth mentioning about Eska and the backside, the Prismatic Bridge, is it can be your commander. And I feel like a fairly legitimate commander strategy, since this can be in your command zone, is just to play a deck where your only creatures are bombs and just be like, I'm going to play Prismatic Bridge. No other creatures or planeswalkers other than Eldrazi or whatever big crazy things you want to play, and treat it like an Oath of Druids, essentially. Yeah, that's a really cool deck idea. I like it. I just got my wisdom teeth out. Thanks for giving me something to distract me from how much my mouth hurts. Oh, man. For some reason, when I had to get my wisdom teeth out, I had an extra one. I had like 2 on the back. And that caused them to, I guess, to do a lot more digging around in my face than usual. And then it ended up getting infected, and they had to go and, like, I don't even remember. They had to, like, pack something, some sort of, like, medication. They had to, like, pack in the spot where the teeth were. Oh, my goodness. It was brutal. Getting my wisdom teeth out was not an enjoyable experience. So I can empathize with your current play, McCooler. Hopefully, good news is you should be feeling better in a couple days, especially if it doesn't end up getting infected. Yeah, it is an unpleasant term, and it's unpleasant even to think about. The idea of teeth coming out of your mouth is not something I'm especially comfortable with. It's just like a kind of gross idea. But I guess it's for the best. And I guess I had to get mine out because of the fact there wasn't extra teeth was apparently going to cause problems. I don't know. I'm not a dentist, but according to the dentist, it was going to cause problems of some kind. Which I guess makes sense. Like push things into the wrong place or something. I don't know. This was a long time ago. Well, kill the wild blossoms. Go attacking. Opponent. Bounces Pellet Collector. Oh, play Pellet Collector. Is this just power? Alright, Stonecoil X1, which is really X2, which grows a Pellet Collector to a 3-3. The deck's got some synergies. Pwn it. Untap land. Oh, dear. Our deck's got some synergies. Opponent's deck apparently got some heat cards. Oh, Anger is especially good, because Anger actually gets rid of our cards forever, that's not great. Wisdom Teeth Pain is horribly inconsistent. Some are out for a few days, others are eating solid food at the same time. Yeah, that's weird. Is this why you hate Infect? That's probably part of it. Subconsciously, it's probably the Wisdom Teeth experience that's part of it. Captain Sisay... So, alright. I have mixed feelings on Captain Sisay in EDH. can't. This deck is just so scary because they can like combo us at any time. No creatures in the graveyard. One creature. I'll go to combat. Attack. So I have mixed feelings on Captain Sisay EDH. On one hand, I think Captain Sisay is a super fun commander. So that's level one. I think it's a really, really fun commander to play. On the other hand, the downside of Captain Sisay is because your commander tutors all the time, my experience has been that eventually the deck starts to feel a little samey if you play it over and over and over again. So it's really fun and really powerful, but my experience was eventually, after you play a few games with it, you actually kind of get tired of the power of it because you always have what you want because that's what your commander does. So it takes away from some of like the randomness that makes your commander games feel different all the time. Maybe that's just a me thing, and maybe you won't experience that. But that was my experience playing Captain Sisay EDH. Really good and really fun, but gets a little bit boring after a while because you're getting the same cards all the time with your Sisay. I guess you could change the deck a lot, keep updating it so you always had new stuff going on. That might be a way to get around that. Are we pumping? I think we're at least eating. Eat the wall blossoms. Hit our opponent. Down to 8. Yeah, let's play Mentor. I'm a little worried. We already got angered once, so I'm a little worried about playing into another anger, but I would also like to present lethal so our opponent doesn't have time to draw into their combo. Yeah, we talked about the blue god is my new favorite god, I think. Well, behind the black discard / sacrifice one. That card's still so... Well, I guess that's what we get for not playing around the egg. Wait, do we still win? Are we just pumping this and going for it? Huh? Okay. Yeah. About it. No answers. No answers. Dut Juice Caboose. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much. And opponent scoops it up, and we are 1-0 with Abzan counters. And that actually felt pretty good. Opponent had double Wraths, and it wasn't even actually all that close to mattering. Has anyone else tried playing counters in Historic? Has it actually been good? Yeah, the blue god. We can pull it up. Let me see if it is up on Goldfish yet. I gotta give a shout out to oh yes, it is definitely up. I gotta give a shout out to Nidachug, whose name I always say incorrectly, but does a really amazing job getting spoilers up on the site quickly. So Nidachug, I know I pronounced your name incorrectly, but take it as a badge of honor, and I really appreciate all you do for getting spoilers up on the site. So, Golgari counters with Una's Blackguard. Ooh. So the blue god, it's got to be the sweetest one. Cosmia, you can't really attack with it. 3 mana, 2/4. Beginning your upkeep, you may exile it. I mean, I guess you don't have to exile it, but I will always exile it. When it's in exile, you essentially get landfall, put a counter on it, and eventually when you cast it, you draw a card and put +1/+1 counters on it for each of the counters you put on it in exile. So you play this, you exile it, you start doing your landfall shenanigans, casting your cultivates, getting a bunch of those triggers, and eventually you put this back into play for free, and it's going to draw you a whole bunch of cards, which is absolutely insane, and get really big, and it has a really powerful backside. I think that's the god I want to play most beyond the black one. Also, this whole land cycle is really good. Gates of Isfel, pretty reasonable. Memorial to Glor, Genius. Genius was the blue one. Memorial to Genius. Saw a lot of play in Dominaria. Same rate. Yeah, you got to be at 2 colors. I think some of the other lands, this one's bonkers. 4 mana sack it, tutor for an aura and equipment. Seems like an auto staple of commander decks for sure, and maybe some standard decks. Carvel Port, 6 mana sack it, mill 4 reanimate something. That's also insane. Like, a reanimation spell normally costs 5 mana in standard. You're paying plus 1 mana, essentially. I guess arguably 2 because you have to tap and sack it itself. But really, you're not paying a big tax on top of what it would cost if that was a spell, and it's a land in your deck. So yeah, I think that land cycle is surprisingly solid. Cosmia. Cosmia? Is it not Cosmia? You can't pronounce it incorrectly. Well, I feel bad about it. And I know that when I read the letters, the way I pronounce it does not mulligan. The way I pronounce it does not match up with the letters necessarily, but that's true of a lot of words. All right. We will tap land go. Oh, opponent's got Luris. What are they doing with it? The new blue-white land, I think, is solid-ish. The new blue-white land, it's basically Memorial of Glory, but Memorial of Glory that it goes in Azurius rather than monocolored. But, oh no. Oh no. Oh, we're getting zombie hunted. Oh no. Oh dear. Oh, I'm regretting making that Budget Magic episode. I didn't expect people to actually play the deck. Oh, I'm just kidding. It's always cool to see someone pick up and play the deck, but oh man. we are going to lose to this. Belt Collector, Winding Constrictor, make some dorks. Grow some dorks. Hit ya. Oh, what did they hit? Was it Infestation? It was. Oh dear. That's a lot of zombies. That's a lot of zombies. Have we already talked about the underpriced It That Betrays that does even more? Ooh, does even more than the Black God? I mean, It That Betrays is sweet. It is also, what, 12 mana? It's an Eldrazi, so it does cost a lot of mana, but... Yeah, I think It That Betrays, I do like that card. But it is 12 mana. What are we doing now to not be dead? No, play Pathway. Stonecoil X4. Really X5. I mean, I'm not sure what our plan is here. I think it's blocking for now and trying to grow this Stonecoil big enough to one-shot through the zombies, maybe? Yeah, here they come. Oh, Zombio's a really sweet. I mean, it is a really sweet deck, and I'm glad people are playing it again. I feel like it's much better a best of 1 than best of 3 was what we learned when we were recording it, but yeah, we'll probably get down to Luris. Well, we'll probably put Luris in hand next turn. I guess we're not really dead because we have 4 blockers big enough to stop the zombies. So our opponent's probably going to have to treasure hunt. They're going to have to get to this Mystic Sanctuary and treasure hunt again. And hope to make even more zombies. Oh. Oh, they just had it in hand? Oh, no. Oh, my God. Oh, no. Oh, dear. All right, so. Ah! Ah! What happened? What did they do? Are they not? Are they only playing one copy of Zombie Hunt and 3 copies of? I didn't think that was possible. Like, usually play four treasure hunts and 2 zombie infestations. I'm not sure how that drew their entire deck, honestly. I really, truly don't know. I guess we can bring in the Wilts. We were dead to rights. I mean, they didn't even have to cast that last one. If our opponent had just done nothing, they could have made enough zombies to beat us. We got a couple thaw seizes. Luxac, welcome to the fish. Oh! No land, 1 keep. We do have 2 thaw seizes. If the top card of our deck is a land, Treasure Hunt's not going to beat this. Usually I'll get really mad at me when I keep 1-landers, but technically this is not a 1-lander. Never watched a stream before Stas, still mostly watch only because of Seth. Oh, well, Luxac, I appreciate it for 40 months and the kind words, and I'm flattered that this is the only stream you watch. 0 land's different than 1 land, right? Alright, we'll mulligan. We'll mulligan. We really want to Thought Seize. Boy. Well, we should have kept the... We should have kept the 0-lander. I mean, the thing is, Thought Seize just beats our opponent's deck. Island Smile Go! Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I mean, we're very unlikely to beat Zombie Hunt fairly anyway. Assuming our opponent knows how to play Zombie Hunt, which is you mulligan until you have the Treasure Hunt. If they're not doing that, then you're not going to win. Okay. Treasure Hunt. Do they hit a Reliquary Tower? They do. And I think that does it. Will our opponent kill themselves again accidentally? I guess that's our only hope. We have a new donation from... Have you, from CS Dragon, $5 donation, thank you so much. Have you brewed with Phyrexian Reclamation in Historic? One of my favorite cards in the format. My green-black list uses it plus Explore Collection to stock the yard, keep life total high for more recursion. Oh, that could get rid. Can we live? How many cards I got in hand? 9. Oh, a lot. Oh, yeah. I think they're gonna kill us. We'll see. We can't attack, so we chump with everything and try to Maelstrom Pulse. But then they're just gonna get their stuff. But yeah, they got us this time. We need that Thoughtseize. Thoughtseize is the way to beat the deck. If I don't have enough Maelstrom Pulses, can you Assassin Trophy instead? Yeah. I mean, I think that's fine. I don't even know how big of a difference it makes, honestly. You could probably just play more Bloodchief's Thirst, even. I don't think that Maelstrom Pulse is a staple of the deck. It's not a necessity. You can easily replace it with something else. Opponent going off. Armfrangle, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Lure Schemes is 4 effectively. Yeah. 5, technically, because we block and kill 1 and gain 3, so... Well, we'll see. Opponent. Oh, this is better than I thought. Because we'd really like to leave this ooze alive so we cannot lose to... So if we block here, we take 14, gain 3. Okay. Those Mouser points might be enough. It might be. Yeah, we want to leave ooze alive so we can eat the treasure hunts so they can't Mystic Sanctuary it back, is the hope. Opponent gets Aluris. Well, pulse the zombies. Play the land. Loris isn't that great in this deck, and the question's going to be, when do they fight another treasure hunt? Can we find a way to kill our opponent before they fight another treasure hunt? That is the question. That is it. Once they hit another treasure hunt, they rebuild and we're in trouble. And they got a lot of cycling lands. Cycles. They also have the lands for Mystic Sanctuary if they draw it. Opponent going to cycle. Yep. And Swamp and Luris. Alright, let's eat this treasure hunt. Ooh, we have hope. If we swing, they just get to make a zombie and eat our Knight of the Even Legion, or force us to eat a creature with ooze and not leave up the mana. Well, play the land. They don't even have a treasure hunt in the graveyard. All right, we'll go all the way. Let's go X5. Stone Cold Zerbit, go. And pass the turn. Loris doesn't really do anything in our opponent's deck. It's just there to be a body. I guess if you kill the zombie infestation, they can potentially recast it, but Loris doesn't really do anything. How could Gladiator get a metagame page on the site? Kill yourself, please? The third treasure hunt is what killed him last time, right? I think our opponent misbuilt their deck. You gotta play more than one zombie and... Oh. How did they die last time? I really don't understand. Well, now we're dead. Well, they found it. How can we get a zombie infestation out of the site? How can I get a Gladiator page out of the site? So one is, are there tournaments to put on the site? Gladiator is a fan-made singleton arena format, I believe, but it's not Commander. It's a 1v1 non-Commander singleton format, is my understanding. When we played this deck, our opponents always had Thoughtseize. How do we never have Thoughtseize? Or never have a land when we do have Thoughtseize? Oh, like, this is a fine hand, but it's not a hand that specifically interacts with our opponent's deck. This is the same hand. We spun into the same hand. I mean, I guess we got a Stone Coil this time that we didn't have before, but it's very close to the same hand. Fuzzies? No, we're committed. All right. Got him. It wasn't easy. No, they have Mystic Sanctuary Islands in hand. This doesn't even matter. We did it! It should not be this hard. It really truly should not be this hard. I mean, we're going to lose this game. Oh. I mean, the thing is, if we just keep the Doorbell hand, we're not going to win anyway. I think we just have Yeah. I think it's more just unfortunate that we did not find thought seizes in games 2 or games 3. Really? Just on the treasure hunt? Really? Really? All right. Well, that's what treasure hunt does. Oh, that was unfortunate. Ay, 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 ay. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Wow, 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 wow. Should have thought seize again. Oh, maybe. Yeah, I guess we could have tried to keep going. Yeah, I guess we should have stuck it out longer. I mean, we mulled a 1, so I guess we should have stuck it out. I mean, they only have 1 Thoughtseize, but they have Luris, and they have the ability to cast it. So, I mean, but I guess it's possible we draw multiple lands and start doing. Hey, it's a Thoughtseize. It's a Thoughtseize. Where were you last game? Quirnip, welcome to the fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. Yeah, I mean, I guess we should have stuck it out another couple turns. I think that it's very unlikely that we win from there, but who knows? Well, we got Thoughtseize this time. Which is good. Hopefully we're up against Treasure Hunt again. I mean, they had like 40 lands in hand, so I don't think they were gonna have any trouble playing their lures. I don't Thoughtseize you. Ugh, bunch of elf lords. Oh dear. Oh boy. Oh boy. Huh. All these cards are good against us. This makes a bunch of bodies. Yeah, Craterhoof isn't historic. I mean, I guess we'll trade Archdruid because that is the one that gets us most in the long run. But I think our opponent's just going to be able to make some pretty big bodies of their own. Like, we're doing our thing, but boy, elves can get really big if you can't kill their stuff. Elves' issue is removal. If you have removal, elves is kind of really janky, but if you don't have a lot of removal, whew. Do you think the elves would become a thing now in historic? Alright, there's the Dwinians Elite. I mean, elves are like kind of a thing. The problem is they just don't do well against decks that have removal. So I think they have a card pool that offers a high enough power level to do things in historic. The question is, does the metagame allow them to do things? Azuri is not in historic. So kind of the issue with historic elves is it's more or less a... Oh, they drew what we thought seized. It's more or less a spew your hand aggro deck. And then you just hope you don't get wrathed. If you don't get wrathed, you can get some insane starts. If you do get wrathed, things fall apart relatively quickly. I'll keep attacking. Pathway. Grow our dorks. Oh, but our opponent untaps with infinite elves and nigh infinite mana. I think they just have us here. Elvish Muxus would make elves insane. Hey, Seth, my friend My friend Jur said he was texting you how mana burn works in the middle of our commander game. Next time, can you feed him some misinformation? Oh, Jeremy? Oh man, I don't think I got his. I don't think I got the message. I don't really do Facebook. I'll have to talk to Jeremy. If you see Jeremy, tell him I'll send him my number so he can just text me because I don't really get on Facebook or Facebook Messenger. Um, Death, destruction. Yeah, we're super dead, right? If we attack, yeah. This is a matchup where our deck's probably pretty bad. I mean, our opponent also had a really good hand. We took the Elvish Mystic with Thoughtseize, and they drew another one. Maybe this deck is kind of medium. Or maybe it's kind of medium against the decks that we've been playing against. Apocalypse! Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. What is bad? So the thing is, we need counter stuff. How many lands are in this deck? 21 plus. All right, so 24 lands. I wonder if Collecting Company would just be better. The weird thing is, I feel like if we take out too much of our counter stuff, it's gonna really hurt our deck. All right, try it like that. I missed a donation. Oh no. Oh, I think I read the donation, but I don't think I finished answering the question. CS Dragon, again, thank you so much for the donation. I honestly didn't remember that Phyrexian Reclamation was in Historic, so no, I have not actually brewed any decks around it. My apologies, CS Dragon. Thank you again for the donation. My apologies for getting sidetracked in the middle of the question enough. I do that sometimes and not finishing the answer. What does your deck list look like? Huh. Well, I guess we take that. That's going to slow our opponent down at least for a minute or two. Play Pellet Collector. Aghanim's Awakening. Yeah. But the elves are coming. We don't have any sweepers, is kind of the issue. Yeah, I feel like our deck in general is pretty questionable in this matchup. Like, we don't have sweepers, really. And elves just, like, our counters can, like, grow some big creatures, but elves grows big creatures, and there's stuff that's growing creatures. Is like making tons of mana and drawing cards and, like, yeah, this off the top. Oh, my God. So now we're dead. That's, one thing I know about Elvish Archdruid is if your opponent gets untapped with it, they win. So, yeah, that's, I think, how this one goes. Go tagging. Hitcha. But now our opponent untaps with the ability to just go off. Our opponent's really good at top decking Elvish Archdruid after we Thoughtseize Elvish Archdruid. That's come up a few times. Use Arcane Adaptation to turn all your elves into Muxuses. Ooh. I mean, technically that would work. Opponent, and that's the game again. Yeah. Craterhoof, not a Thoughtseize, more lands, so I guess we can play this and draw for a Thoughtseize. Not a Thoughtseize, and we scoop it up. Whew. Huh. Alright, maybe this deck is just medium to bad. A general rule of Historic is... if your deck loses to elves, it's probably bad. Because when we have played elves, I don't think we've ever won a game with elves. I don't think we ever have. What is the potential for a standard legal land destruction deck with the new red-green land and lithoform engine? So you might remember, oh no, what was the enchantment? Haphazard Bombardment. You might remember the Haphazard Bombardment deck that we played in Standard. I could envision... All right, let's play this. I could envision a deck like that developing, which I think would be kind of fun. Like a budget deck maybe or something. So I think that would be really cool. As far as, like, being competitive, the problem is that Wizards just keeps putting... Oh, dear. Double Coco, eh? Well, I guess we hope they don't get to it. Don't draw that land. Hit ya. Pass the turn. The problem is Wizards just keeps making all the land destruction. Like 4, 5, 6 mana. And it's just... It's really, really difficult to make a, like, spiky, competitive, winning land destruction deck. When your land destruction costs that much. So that's kind of the, I guess I would say, the challenge. I guess we keep attacking. I assume our opponent blocks to try to draw land, to try to find, to try to get to the collecting companies. I've been saying that they should put Stone Rain in, that they should put Stone Rain into Standard. I don't know if they ever will. Ooh. Omniscience is definitely sweet. Going big, Benoit. I like it. Agadim's Awakening. Well, land. Stone Coil X4. I guess we're just being aggressive. Trigger. Attack. If we get enough pressure on, maybe the collecting company won't save our opponent when they do eventually get to it. My friend bought a rat with a tank top for Christmas. He said, it's a gym rat. I hope it works out for you. Oh, opponent. Whoa, Strider. Well, at least they're not hitting the land. One, two, three. Well, get Lurrus, I guess. Go attacking. About it. I guess we should have done this post-combat. I guess they're blocking anyway, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, I guess it wouldn't make a difference. Sax to scry. I think... So they found the land, but they're going to need a... Oh. Just kidding. Opponent did not block properly because of trample. I guess we just trample over and win regardless. Yeah, okay, we got him. Just kidding, we got him. Graftinger's Cage in. Yeah, I wasn't thinking that... I knew Stone Coil had trample, but I wasn't thinking that once you get 3 counters, this actually turns into a trampler too. I mean, maybe that's the upside of this deck. Land destruction ought to be as expensive as it is. Not getting to play the game because your opponent gets to keep you off of lands from the start would feel terrible, and it would become a top tier deck because Rampa in reverse. I mean, that's not a... I think that's why there's not land destruction in Standard at this point. Deuce under $7.16. Can I get a Let's Go Buffalo? Yes, Let's Go Buffalo indeed. Here's hoping that the Ravens scoop it up on Saturday. Yeah, that should be probably the best game of the weekend. So we'll see. I will say that out of all the teams the Bills could have played this weekend, the Ravens were the team I was most frightened of. Not that I don't think the Bills... I think the Bills have the potential to beat anyone, but I think the margin for error for beating the Ravens is going to be lower than it would have been. Like, Steelers, I think would have been super easy matchup. I think Bills just kind of wail on the Steelers, and the Steelers aren't that good. Cleveland, I think, would be pretty easy, but Baltimore, their run game, that is a frightening matchup for the Bills. If the Bills have, probably their biggest weakness is stopping the run, and that's the biggest strength. So, I mean, I still think the Bills can win, but I think it's going to be a really close game. LOL failed WTF for the 10th month. He said, I'm not a football fan, but for some reason I'm cheering for the Bills. I appreciate it. And welcome back to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. The Ravens will beat the Bills. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. I think the Bills, my opinion is the Bills are probably slight favorites, especially at home. But I would not be surprised of any outcome in that game. Do you think we will see a lot more Yari Index because of the synergies with the new sagas? I'm going to go with yes. I think that, I mean, we already see a lot of Yari on decks, but I think we'll see more flavors of Yari on decks. Oh, this is actually going to be pretty sweet. So we get to take the Mayhem Devil, and then we can kill the priest, play Craft Digger's Cage, and our opponent just has essentially nothing going on? I think we're just going to play it. Let's be safe. Play it in case they draw Thoughtseize. Pass the turn. Ravens are kind of one-trick ponies for the most part, but they are very good at that trick. So that's a concern. Like, sure, they're not the best passing team, and they're mostly a running team, but boy, are they really good at running. Yeah, it'll be really interesting. I think the Wrath Saga is really good. The Angel Saga is really good. There's actually a pretty long list of new sagas that see. Oh, opponent's gonna cast into the cage, aren't they? There's actually a pretty sizable list, I would say, of sagas that I think are actually very solid. With Yorion, I'm excited to try new version. Oh, opponent. Oh no. I even feel a little bit bad about that one. Well, alright. I think, didn't you see them hover? I thought I saw a hover. On the Graph Digger's Cage. I feel like our opponent actually... Oh no. Shape Scoop. I feel like our opponent read Graph Digger's Cage and then cast Collecting Company. I mean, I feel bad, but... Yes. Smiley face. I mean, how could you not click the smiley on that one? Our opponent, on the other hand, I wonder, does anyone know? I wonder if both players always get it. Like, do you think your opponent also always gets a smiley face for the same match? Because I bet our opponent was matching the frowny face, although it was kind of a self-inflicted frown for the most part. It's a good life lesson. Live, learn, grow, move on. Next time, I bet our opponent will not cast Collected Company into a Graph Digger's Cage. All right, one more with this deck, and then we'll move on. Either to some butts or some Niv, depending on what y'all prefer. Hey Seth, I made this list for Commander Class 1. Kaldheim is out. If you want to try it, here it is. Ooh, let me see. 5-color Super Friends? Ooh. Yeah, all the new legendary synergies are going to be sweet. I do love me some Lithoform Engine. Do you realize that the Great Henge is like $60 now? That is... I guess, yeah, it's $58 now. That's so insane. That's, like, absurd to me. It wasn't that long ago that I was thinking that Wizards might get to the point where they would run out of good stuff to reprint. Because I know this might be an unpopular opinion, but if you really look at Modern and a lot of the... Hey, good luck, Luxac. If you really look at Modern and the cost of Modern... Wizards has actually done, outside of taking way too long to reprint fetch lands, Wizards has actually done a surprisingly good job recently of printing stuff that matters, I think, for Modern and also for Commander. So, and a lot of the value in the cost of Modern decks is new cards. It's like Teferis and Uros and so forth. So I feel like they have done a pretty reasonable job with that. But the prices of some of the new cards... We thought seized again, essentially. The prices of some of the new cards are shocking. Like, seeing a Great Henge be $60 based, it's got to be almost exclusively off Commander because there's no paper Magic. There hasn't been a paper tournament in 6 months. So it's not like people are buying it, even though it does see a lot of play in standard, to play in standard because no one's playing standard. So it's basically just exclusively based off Commander, and that's driving the prices so high. Is Croaky the number one Magic player in the world? Probably the number one most viewed Magic streamer in the world. Seth thought the purpose was copy Muldrift, and Richard had to tell him no. Yeah, I had to get a little bit of advice on that one. The God deck looks sweet though. Yeah, I mean, I think Croaky generally gets the most views. I don't really know the details of it, but I'm pretty sure. As far as who would be, that's actually kind of a fun question we haven't talked about in a while. Who's the number one Magic player in the world right now? I mean, I would say it's probably, boy, who's just the number one player right now? I mean, long term, I think there's actually an argument that it's PV now. Yeah, it might be Paulo, just like number one overall, as far as like full body of work. I think traditionally it's Finkel and Kai are kind of the number two of all time. I think that Paulo is like at least in that class, and you can make a case that he's number one. As far as like number one over the past year, MTG Hall of Fame bot has actually had a pretty insane year. I don't know if that's enough to say that. I love Nassif. Nassif is one of my favorites. I would have to look at his results. How have his actual results been? But the combination of good historical resume, like even before the past year, Nassif was probably top 5 of all time, at least top 10 of all time, before his kind of like return to become a streamer and to do all the MPL stuff. So that was like before that. I guess we're just going wide. Wow. Trades the Kenrith with a 1-drop. I guess we'll take that. Finkel and Kai are definitely still there. Autumn has played amazingly the last couple of years. If we're just looking at the last couple of years, I think you could definitely make an argument for Autumn at a minimum. Yeah, Austin, over just the past year, as far as just like results, it might be Austin, honestly. And that was even with getting banned for a while, amazingly. Despite the banning. Well, go attacking. Opponent. Yeah, I guess we hit you. Down to 5. Aghadeeb's Awakening. Grow the Darks. Well, let's see if they find a Wrath. No Wrath, please. No Wrath. LSV. So I don't know about LSV. Oh yeah, Austin it was a weird scenario with Wizards making bad OP decisions, and there was like a Discord or something where pros had some more information than the rest of the community about decisions that were being made about OP, and then Austin, out of a sense of doing the right thing, leaked that information. And then, obviously, I don't remember exactly if there was an NDA involved. I think there was, but regardless, Wizards didn't like that he leaked information he wasn't supposed to leak, banned him, but then unbanned him not that long later, a couple of months later. Is Magic the Gathering the best game in the world? In my opinion, it is. I think the Magic is the best game in the world. With Civ also, yeah, it happened over the summer. There was a bit of an uproar about that whole scenario. It was a big topic of conversation for a bit. Oh, got him! Taking down the broken stuff. Did you see the CFB email with the fact or fiction? Should standard rotate sooner, at least at MTGA? They voted fact. I've been saying that for a while now. Hey, Seth, you reply to all the emails with deck lists. Porky Parrots, that is my goal. Sometimes it takes me a long time. So be warned, but my goal and effort is if you send me a deck list email, you will at least get a response that says, hey, that's a cool deck. Thanks for sharing it with me. Sometimes they're more in depth than that, but just be warned that, especially now in spoiler season, like I know I have like 100. I want to say like 100 unread deck list emails. Some of them that are kind of old and I haven't gotten to, a bunch of them from this week that I haven't gotten to. So just because you haven't got a response yet, it doesn't mean that I don't like you or I'm ignoring you. Spoiler season's just ridiculous, ridiculously busy for me. So I'm hoping that I will get to go through my inbox over the weekend. I also got to build this computer, and I'm really nervous about it. I've never built a computer before. I have all the pieces to build the computer. I'm afraid I'm gonna mess it up and destroy everything, Tanos. Hey, what's up, Tanos? How's it going? I'm really worried that I'm gonna just destroy everything. I asked Tober build his own computer, and I asked him about it, and it sounds like it should be kind of hard to actually destroy everything. So hopefully we're good. I mean, the other concern is I put things in wrong and plug it in and like my house blows up or something. That would also not be ideal. I don't even know if that's possible either. If I screw up, I won't just. Oh boy, we got a sideboard, don't we? Sultai. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy, running out of time. That was not good sideboarding, but we were a little bit slow to the sideboarding. Yeah, I probably hopefully gonna work on it over the weekend, so we'll see. Hopefully. I have not played Legends of Runeterra at all. I am very excited to have a more updated computer though, because I think it's gonna improve the quality of stuff a lot. I think it's gonna be very helpful, especially with how Arena gets a little clunky sometimes and whatnot, so fingers crossed. It's like those kids' toys who put the green triangle and the green triangle and the blue octagon and the octagon. I was never good at those though, Avian. I was always trying to put the square in the circle. No, I think I could. I think I could handle it. I'm gonna try. It'll be. I mean, I've successfully added RAM in a video card and stuff like that, so I'm feeling a little bit more confident that I've done some small things like that and it's been fine. I was actually just kidding. I have no idea. I'd have to ask my mother. I honestly don't remember. I assume that I did fine at putting the circle in the circle and the hexagon in the hexagon, but I don't remember. I was a little kid. Henry Cavill did it, you can do it too. Well, if Henry can do it. Am I the guy who swears the puzzle pieces fit? I mean, my theory is that really, if you're doing a puzzle, if you push hard enough and use your strength, any piece can connect to any other piece. It's just a matter of pushing harder and giving it a lot of effort. So that's and I assume that technique is probably Probably not ideal for building a computer, but I guess we'll find out this weekend. That's not how it works. I mean, who's to say? Are you Mr. and Mrs. Puzzle? Are you the one that wrote the puzzle rule book? Who's to say that your way of doing a puzzle is better than my way? The best thing about LOR is how FTP friendly it is. Yeah, I have not tried Legends of Runeterra. I have heard good things about Legend of Runeterra. Now, untap land. Attack you. Alright, so our opponent must have a Wrath, I assume. Well, if they're gonna Wrath, we're gonna get Luris. I'm planning on hopefully working on it on Sunday, I think. I think that's what my plan is. I've been looking at some tutorials and stuff, and it doesn't seem impossible. It doesn't seem ridiculously bad. So we'll see. Maybe it just works. How is Runeterra? Like, how good is it? Is it something that I should be checking out? Game? Alright, opponent commits the ooze. Wow. Oh, they need the white mana. That makes more sense. Oh, get in, hit ya. Still don't think we play anything. Alright. Can you find an answer? Next one's spicy. But Noxious Grasp, good enough. Untap, swing at ya, kill ya. Whew. Alright, that was pretty good. Is it worth checking out? Yeah, I might have to check it out. It seems like the reviews have been really positive. I do love Nyx Bloom Ancient. Nyx Bloom is just such a fun card. Alright, before we move on to deck number 2, a quick reminder that our sponsor this evening is Card Kingdom. And maybe need some magic cards? I don't know. Kaldheim, perhaps. You get them over at cardkingdom.com. Even get a free Scoop Soldier sticker. So thank you so much to Card Kingdom for supporting the stream tonight. And, alright, so chat, give me your opinion. For the second half of the stream, would you rather... We have two options. Once Arena loads, which should happen much, much quicker once we do the computer upgrade, which is going to be sweet. No more waiting for servers. The server's going to be waiting on us. The game is fun. The aesthetic is just meh, in my opinion. How similar is it to MTG? Like, as an MTG player, is it pretty easy to pick up? All right, so here are our options. Option 1, 5-color Niv. 5-color Niv. It's 5 colors of stuff. It's Niv. It's value. We could replace the Uros with other cards to make it a little spicier, so that's a possibility. So 5-color Niv is one option. 2 is some butts. Some Cherix. Toughness matters. This deck is pretty janky, but really... It's basically toughness aggro. You got Huatlis, you got high alerts, you got assault formations to make stuff deal damage equal their toughness, you got Aegeus turtles of all things, grazers, geese to have high toughness, you got pump for tower defense, you got Titsuko for evasion. Those are our two options. I mean, and possibly we get to both of them. We'll see. Let's see what the... Wow, that's a lot of butts. There's some Nivs. Elf, welcome to the Fishbowl for the 7th month. Oh no, do I actually have to count? Butts, Niv, butts, spicy, butts, big butts, Niv, crabs and butts, Niv, ooh, a little Niv streak, butts, Niv, butts, overgrown battlement, question mark, big butt tribal. Alright, I think we'll start with butts and we'll see how it goes. If butts is a little bit boring, we'll do some niving too, but we'll do at least a few game with the crabs. I mean, killing people with Cherix is spicy. just how successful we will be at it. So the thing with this deck is it's very all in. So that's kind of the problem is it's very all in, and if our opponent can deal with our plan, well, this hand's ooh. Now we're gonna have good blockers. I honestly didn't know that is this even a real card? I've never seen a Geas Turtle before, I don't think. Is this actually an Ikoria, or was this like Ikoria Commander decks or something weird? Was it in Ikoria proper? Ugh, how much do we shock ourselves, though? Is the question. Well, let's just scry. Now keep the turtles. No attacks this turn. Ooh. Yeah, I guess Mutate Fodder makes sense. What computer did you get, and how much was it, if you don't mind me asking? I need to get one. Oh, that's a good question, Sideless Seller guy. I honestly do not know the actual answer to that, because Tawnos... So I was having issues with this computer, trying to add a new SSD hard drive. And then I was talking to Tawnos, and apparently my current motherboard can't actually support the new hard drive. So that led to Tawnos getting me some stuff, and then that led to me getting some more stuff, and the end result is I actually have all the pieces for a computer, but I honestly do not actually know how much the computer the computer all the pieces cost, in large part thanks to Tawnos being super awesome and donating towards it, which was amazing. I think it's I think from what I heard talking to a couple people that it should be a yeah, I guess you don't play 5/5s for one and not attack. I think it should be I don't think it's gonna be like super duper ultra high end, but I think it'll be a pretty solid mid range setup, hopefully. And I think compared to what I'm currently using, with like no SSD, I'll have like twice as much RAM, I'll have an SSD, like compared to what I'm using now, it's going to be a huge step up, I think, which is, yeah, compared to where I'm at now, it's going to feel like a whole new world. I'm the technological equivalent of a caveman. I mean, I can't actually really debate that too much. Like, that's mostly true. Like, I don't even take offense to that. Like, that's just true. I mean, seriously, before I was a streamer, I was the kind of guy that, like, didn't even want a cell phone, really. Like, I think it's kind of annoying to have a cell phone. And then once I got a cell phone, I was like, I don't really want a smartphone. Like, I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to deal with being on Facebook 24/7. So I kind of have a little bit of that that feeling anyway. So, I mean, now I have an iPhone 12 and I'm about to build a computer. So I become much more techie, I guess. Go attacking. I mean, I'm kind of a hippie, really, when it comes down to it. When it comes down to it, that was like kind of more my seed, like the hanging out in the woods, doing hippie things, going to festivals, like that. That was kind of my scene for a while. So, I mean, we should be able to attack, right? We can block with Cherix. If our opponent swings out, they're going to get Alpha. They only have 2 cards in hand. They hit us for 2. We block here. We take 5, 6, 7. Opponent shocks their own face. Ooh, got him! Oh, when I was when I was saying hanging out in the woods doing hippie stuff, I was meaning more like playing music and like writing poetry rather than illegal things. But that's what I was actually meaning. Yeah, the butts were too big for the red deck. Wow, I did not look at the sideboard of this deck. Apparently, we're playing one copy of many of our combo pieces in this. All of our what? This is the weirdest sideboard I've ever seen. This is just the fourth copy of a bunch of cards we have in our main deck. Boom, 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 boom. I am not 100% sold on the sideboard plan. Interesting. Huh, so what are we... I mean, how do you do music without tech? Well, I mean, I'm not like anti-technology. I didn't mean to make it sound like that, but I'd never been on the like, I don't know, high-tech side of things, really, for the most part. I mean, obviously I've gotten much more there now that I've been like streaming and making Magic content and stuff like that. Did I get to see the Grateful Dead? Sort of. I never got to see like the real Grateful Dead with like Jerry and whatnot, but I've seen versions of Grateful Dead and like Rat Dog and a bunch of other Grateful Dead spin-offs over the time. But no, I've never seen like I'm too young for the real Grateful Dead. I never saw the John Mayer version. What are we doing against Mono Red? Actually, Huali seems sweet. Just a life gain of Huali seems pretty sweet. This might just be a really good match. Oh my goodness, we're going to time out. We're going to time out. We're going to time out. Oh, we should have sideboarded better, but that's fine. That's fine. That's good enough. That's good enough. We made it. We made it. I mean, so you got to consider with the technology thing, it's a large part thanks to growing up. I've talked about it a little bit. Oh no. I've talked about it a little bit before, but growing up, well, Nick's Fleece is good. I've talked about it a little bit before, but growing up in like super duper like conservative and religious family where we didn't really have TV growing up, which is, I think, why I say words weird sometimes now, is from I just read a ton of books growing up because we didn't have TV. We at some points we had a TV, but it was only for watching certain movies like this, like The Sound of Music and other classics that were super old. But I think that's partly why I say words wrong. But I think that's also part of the tech thing. Is that just I wasn't really doing that stuff growing up for the most part. I also remember, I don't know if anyone else remembers this. So we had this thing so as we got older, my parents got a little bit more flexible with things like TV, but they really hated cursing, of course. That's not a very Christian thing to do. So so we had this device, I think it was called Curse-Free TV, which was, I don't even, like this box that you would attach to your TV, and if someone would swear, it would like replace it or beep it. It would replace it with like a non-swear curse word. Oh yeah. Oh. Some of them are super awful, just like the replacement words. Did my parents think MTG was satanic too? So I don't actually remember knowing about MTG growing up. Although, yes, I'm sure they would have if they had ever been confronted by it. My turn. I mean, I remember one of my best friends growing up that was like involved in the same churches and stuff, but I remember that his parents thought that Mario was satanic because of the mushrooms. Like playing original Nintendo Mario. But because the mushroom, you'd eat the mushroom and you get bigger, and it was some sort of like witchcraft or something. So he wasn't allowed to play original Nintendo Mario, and that's like next level. I could even I could see it like '90s magic. If you're coming from that world, and there's like pentagrams and all that kind of stuff, I don't agree with it, but I could see if that's your life and that's what you do 24/7. I can see how someone might be like, magic is satanic or whatever. I don't agree with it, but Mario, like, how do you even get to the point where Mario is is satanic? That's the one that really cracks me up. So yeah, story time with with Seth about growing up. Phoenix of Ash. I mean, if our stuff doesn't die, we win next turn, right? Tower defense is just, like, insane. No, don't look at our creatures. Opponent. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, alright, sure. No blocks. Hopefully they can't chain burn spells off the top of our deck or we're gonna die. Ooh. I think we're still good though. We 16? Okay, sure. Alright, so we lose Nyx Fleece. But tower defense should just be lethal. Tower defense is so insane in a deck like this. Tower defense you? 16 you? That's 2 creatures! That's Grazer and Tetsuko, and that's a dead mono red opponent. What was my least favorite subject in school? I always enjoyed more like arts and writing, creative writing, that aspect of things, and was much worse at like the hard science aspect of stuff, like biology and that end of things. Oh, yeah, those were the classes that I would be the worst at, by far. Wow, that actually went surprisingly well. We poured on some serious damage, even on the mulligan to 5. Maybe butts are good. Ban butts. Butts are broken. Math is funny. I didn't really especially like math growing up, but now I really enjoy math. I think what changed math for me was being able to apply math to things that I enjoyed. Like analytics in sports, magic, like hypergeometric calculations is something that in high school I would have zero interest in. None at whatsoever. I would hate it. I wouldn't have any interest in it. But now I actively enjoy, do we keep this without? Yeah, we have so many payoffs. We should be fine. But now I like actively enjoy pulling up the hypergeometric calculator and figuring something out. So it's kind of funny how that kind of shifted. But if you would ask me to do that back in whatever 10th grade, no way. Yeah, I'm kind of the same way. Like when the math applies to something I care about, I find it super interesting. But when it's just like do this equation, who wants to just like do an equation for the sake of doing it? I think it should be updated. I think. Hopefully. Hushbringer. Well, I guess the question's gonna be, do we find a way to deal damage equal to our toughness? Maybe we should not have kept this. Maybe this hand's too greedy. I mean, math is for blockers, Cordius, so you don't need to do math unless you're the one blocking. Sentinel's Eyes draws a card. I mean, if we just draw assault formation, there's a decent chance we get a one-shot kill. Cheriks would be kind of funny. Oh my god, more turtles. This is the least power we've and the most amount of creatures we've had on the battlefield in a while. Yeah, I like statistics and probabilities and odds a lot more than other forms of math as well. Bonnet, good rows of cards. Yeah, this isn't looking good. We're running out of time to draw a... And maybe this is our fault. Maybe it is we should have just mulliganed because we didn't have a payoff. It is risky, but we have like 11 or 12 in our deck, so it didn't seem that unlikely that we'd find one. It seemed like we'd have good blockers, but good blockers doesn't matter much against... All right. Well, I think we have exactly this turn to draw a payoff. Oh, and they're all vigilant now? Oh, jeez. Just kidding. If they're vigilant, it's a lot harder. Well, magic gods. Payoff. Well, assault formation. Maybe. Maybe. Definitely? I think it's a definite. The magic gods came through. Opponent blocks. I think we got it. So we're going to go to 20. But we're going to hit our opponent for a million? 27? Something like that? Turtle power! Turtle power! Those 10-10 Aegeus turtles come through. Hey, what's up, David? How are you? It's going well. It's going well. We're button people in Historic, and it's kind of working. Tower defense is hilarious. Like, in a deck like this, it's so insane. And then in any other deck, it's like so bad because toughness boosting is just not good. But getting people with turtles and Cheriks is pretty hilarious. Yeah, it can be inconsistent. That is the issue. Although the fact that they keep printing more and more high alerts and assault formations and Huatlis, that does help that we just have so much redundancy now that we didn't have before. So I think that is the biggest upside. So Wrath's unblockability. I don't even know if the Wrath's worth it. We can probably go down like a Huatli. Go down a Tetsuko, or not bring in a Tetsuko. Fae of Wishes. Oh, maybe, I guess the Fae of Wishes helps explain some of the sort of strange sideboard choices. They make a little more sense in the context of having Fae of Wishes that we hadn't drawn yet. Grazer. Go down to Grazer. Maybe one Cheriks. And one more Huatli. Boom. Run it like that. Yeah, Settle the Wreckage might just be better. I wonder if Dorn could ever return to Standard. Yeah. No lands don't keep. One land, yes, I think we actually will keep. We got a Scry land. We're on the draw. We got turtles. We got Assault Formation. Apparently turtles just busted. Apparently it's just busted. As a kind of new player on Moto who started playing Moto with Cube, do you think it is better to open the chests or just sell them? So, there's actually a really easy way to know the math on this. And I will show you right now. The site is actually... I don't know if you ever used any of the bots that buy and sell stuff. Probably if you're talking about selling them, you have. But GoatSpots has a website, and one of the things that GoatSpots' website does that is really interesting is if you go to their price list page and click on boosters, it'll actually show you the EV. So right now, you can they will buy your treasure chest for 2.38 ticks. The EV is 2.44 ticks. So, in theory, over the course of opening enough treasure chests, you'd be coming out about zero point 0 ticks per chest ahead, counting the play points. You do have to use the play points, but if you're drafting, you're going to use the play points. But you would come out 0.06 ticks ahead per chest. Of course, the problem with all these calculations is... let's scry. Of course, the problem with all these calculations is it works with averages. So if you're opening 5 chests, you could quite easily open 0 tickets of value, and then a few chests later, you open a $100 euro, and that makes up for all the zeros. So the safest play is just to sell them. Although technically they are usually slightly plus EV to open them if you're going to use the play points. I usually open them because I really like cracking packs and it's fun, but I've definitely opened a bunch of treasure chests and been super disappointed. And then sometimes I open like 5 treasure chests after 4 winning a league, and you get a force negation that's 70 ticks, and that makes up for all the times when you whiff. So think, what are the odds that we ever go back to Lorwyn? I think the odds that we play a assault formation are high. And another turtle. And we hit you. What are the odds that we go back to Lorwyn? I'm actually, someday we need to do a video on the storm scale. I wonder what Lorwyn is on the storm scale. I feel like we have gotten more Lorwyn-esque sets lately. Like, you can even argue to some extent that the tribals theme, the shapeshifters, you can argue that Kaldheim is a little bit along the lines of Lorwyn. You could also... Oh, this doesn't work anyway, that's right. I'll go to combat, attack you. Do you choose... Opponent chooses death. Okay. The deck's killing it. It's absolutely killing it. Our opponent just straight up chose death. No fear from our opponent that the turtles are going to get him. But you can argue that Kaldheim's a little bit Lorwyn-y. You can argue that even Throne of Valderrain has a little bit of the fairy tale aspect. So will we go back to Lorwyn? I hope so, just because I think Lorwyn has some of the most underrated art. Some of the basic lands from Lorwyn are so unique, and I would like to see them again. But you gotta block the turtles. You gotta block the turtles. That is the lesson. I wonder... I think Stormscale does have... Oh, what's the... Oh. What's the Stormscale for Plains? Does anyone remember? It's like Rabbinica scale or something? Rabia scale. There we go. I'm actually curious what Lorwyn is on the scale. Yeah, that sounds fine. Johnny Depp again? What? Out of all the millions of players we could be playing, how do you run into Johnny Depp twice? That seems exceedingly unlikely. Well, to the bottom. Go. I mean, the good news is it seems like a good matchup. All right, Rabia scale. Where does Lorwyn come in? Lorwyn, 7-6, 7-6, 6-7-6. So that would mean unlikely, but maybe we need to find a plays, possibly, but I'm not that optimistic. So could happen, but definitely not guaranteed to happen. Slaughter of the Strong could be a good sideboard target for our deck. Slaughter of the Strong to... This hand does not seem good against burn. 3 Deputy of Detentions are not really what we're hoping for. Nor are our opponent chaining light up the stages. So many tap lands. Also, these tap lands are killing us. Yeah, this one we might finally lose. We've just had not the right hand for this matchup. Way too slow for the red matchup. Yeah, we can look more at the scale in a minute. After this game, we can browse through it and see what's likely to come back and what's not. I think we're going to get another Phyrexian set. I really think that that's what they're leading up to with this Vorinclex. I really think we're going to have Vorinclex. We're going to see other Praetors kind of like filtering in throughout the year. And then we are going to... Wow. Oh my god, we might be able to steal this. Oh my goodness. In theory, Tetsuko Tower Defense is lethal if our opponent taps out. We got the crab. We got the crab. So I think we're going to get more Phyrexian. Another Phyrexian set. A return to Mirrodin or something. But, I mean, I guess we could also just die before we get to untap. That'd be sad, because this Cherix is looking lethal. Ramen Druids. Opponent. Oh, block, Chain Whirler. Are we dead? Come on. Not enough burn, not enough burn. Shock. Oh, come on. Oh, we had such a sweet kill setup, too. We had, like, the sweetest kill. I mean, the good news is, I think this is a super good matchup for us. Whether or not we win, who knows? But, I mean, our high toughness stuff is just so good against our opponent's deck that it should be hard for them to beat us. That was just a super clunky hand. 3 toughness a little weak. Since it does get hit by Wizard's Lightning. Alright, let's... I guess just run it like that, it's fine. Alright, here we go. What do you think about the Snow Hate card? There was a pretty interesting conversation on Twitter about the Snow Hate card. And whether... Oh, we got a turtle. We got a turtle. Hopefully a turtle's all it takes, because that's all we got. Ooh, and a Nyx Fleece. But what do you think about the Snow Hate card? Yeah, the White God, Rayanne or something like that. Soulscar is not a card we really want to see, because that lets our opponent eat through our bigger creatures with bad burn spells. Vishino Pyromancer hits us. Yeah, let's Deputy. Get rid of Soulscar. Ship the turn. Yeah, I wonder. So the argument is it going to be good enough? Hey, thank you so much, Virthrall. Welcome. The question is it going to be enough to stop Snow from seeing play for no real reason in Modern? That is what the debate has been. And I actually don't really know the answer. I feel like we just are going to get blown out if we attack. Like, burn spell block. Alright, I guess we gotta wait. This Soulscar Mage is causing us problems, for sure. The question is, even though that card is gonna see like a tiny, tiny, tiny bit of play, is that tiny, tiny, tiny bit of play, just that card existing, even though it doesn't really see play, is that enough to discourage people from always playing Snowlands? Oh dear. Oh no. Oh, the party might be over. Oh, we might be running out of turtle power. Might be running out. Thoughts on Search of Greatness? I think it's a fun card that may potentially be able to enable some combos, but I was honestly pretty surprised on how much people were like going crazy for it. Is this a trap? Is this a trap that's going to make us lose the game? Soulscar Mage is so obnoxious. So Shock, this becomes a 3-3. Wizard's Lightning's the full blowout. I'm gonna guess it's a punt, and they didn't realize we could untap our creature, but we might still get blown out. All right. Well, still could have been a punt, but our opponent did have the right card. Ooh. Jeez, All right. Well, this is uniquely obnoxious. Wow, Soulscar Mage is just absolutely
You're going down.
Dominating. Oh no, another one. These Soulscar Mages are dominating the game. Like, our opponent has, I think, one relevant card, and they have it this game, and it is showing its power. Endersp, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup cheer for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Alrighty, alrighty. Fry. Huh. Interesting. Well, looks like Johnny Depp might get his revenge. Phone it. It's us. Yeah, this one. So this is where the deck is not going to be able to come back. We just don't really have the tools. There's no card advantage. So I don't really think there's any way our deck comes... Oh my god. What a draw. What a draw for mono red. Well, it's how chained up. Oh, man, our opponent is running hot this game. So you don't get like multiple +1/+1 counters because of Soulscar Mage. The issue with Soulscar Mage is it just red decks can't kill our creatures, but Soulscar Mage allows our opponent to kill our creatures when normally they just lose to our creatures by adding counters to them. Yeah, that was... Well, I feel a little better for Johnny Depp. I guess it's nice that... I still don't understand why he played the same person 2 out of 3 matches, which seems almost unbelievable. Maybe there's only like 5 people on Arena at the moment. Maybe the numbers are declining and it's just me and Johnny Depp and... and the person who refuses to block our turtles and die last match. Did I see the Pauper bad? Yeah. I haven't played much Pauper lately, in all honesty. I think the ban is good. Fall from Favor was obviously breaking the format. From listening to people who have been playing a lot of Pauper, it seems like they are not super convinced it's going to make the format super healthy, but they also all seem like they thought that it needed to go. You need to play Pauper again. Yeah, the mess of the Pauper meta has been part of what has kept me out of it, in all honesty. Like, that's kind of the issue is yeah, it's just been not a great time in the Pauper world. And it's kind of been like that pretty consistently. Wizard seems to be trying to print a lot of new cards into the format, which I guess might be a good thing. But Wizards if I could ask Wizards to improve it one thing this year, other than... Oh, we're going to keep this. If I could ask Wizards to improve it one thing this year, other than just not printing absolutely over the top broken stuff that's got to be banned immediately, which they did a lot last year. It's just ban stuff faster. Be faster with the bannings. Take an like even pre-ban. Like Fall from Favor, that's a card where essentially as soon as it was spoiled, everyone knew it was breaking Pauper. Like it was just immediately clear. Even to me, who had not played Pauper in a while, like as soon as you read it, you were like, "Oh my god, that's just gonna break Pauper." So I kinda wish that Wizards would Lutri more cards. Like I don't think there's an upside if it's a card that essentially everyone knows is gonna break a format during spoiler season. I'm not really sure what the upside is of leaving it in the wild for, 2-3 months just to like confirm what everyone already knew. So I kind of hope that Wizards goes a little bit even more aggressive with bannings and formats like that. Fall from Favor is just an enchantment that when it comes into play, it taps a creature. The bigger deal is it makes you the Monarch. It's an enchantment, so it's blinkable. And in Pauper in specific, Monarch is busted. And that is the big problem. The Monarch mechanic, I think there's a pretty solid argument that Monarch period should be banned. We didn't keep the land because we really need white. Another blue-green land doesn't actually do anything for us at this point. So we do need a land, but we need to make white mana. Opponent getting frisky. And, wow, Jengatha is all you got? Well, Tetsuko seems sweet. Well, more green mana. Play Tetsuko, play the land. Tenya. And, alright, opponent. This deck actually seems good. It's kind of actually working. I mean, if we look at the Pauper meta, and again, remember, Pauper is a Magic Online format, so almost all of our data, actually, yeah, a big chunk of our data comes from Magic Online, and Wizards publishes leagues in a way that it's not super helpful with how the metagame actually works. So Paupers, I don't know if I want to say is a problem, but Pauper doesn't really have sweepers. It doesn't really have many 2-for-1 interactions. So the way Pauper is primarily played is as like a card advantage format. So that's kind of how a lot of the decks work, and being able to add extra cards to your hand is really, really powerful because you don't have like, okay, I cast Wrath of God, I blow up all your stuff, that's a 4-for-1 in my favor to catch yourself back up. So card advantage becomes super, super important in the format, and that makes the Monarchy absolutely insane in the Pauper format because drawing an extra card each turn is so good and so powerful. So that's kind of the Monarchy issue. I think there's also other issues like Flicker decks. Ugh. Flicker decks have been around for a long time and they've been really good. I don't know if it's healthy for them to be as good as they are. So I feel like Pauper, it could use some more tuning. I think the Pauper is like a really fun format to play semi-competitively, I would say. But I feel like it's a format that gets a little less fun when people are going crazy trying to win. If they banned cards before they broke, then they couldn't sell packs full of those cards. That's true, although in the case of Pauper, no one's buying Commander Legends to get a common Fall of Favor or whatever. So I kind of feel like, I can't believe that last hand worked out either. Okay. Actually, maybe we need this Grazer just as a blocker. Alright, go Grazers. Why are we always on like one land? Ooh, alright. 2 lands. We need what manas? Two Grazers, 1 land indeed. It's like a horror movie. Opponent plays a priest. Yeah, this thing's gonna be good against us. I assume. Opponent. More priests. Oh, that's an assault formation again. I just don't know how we beat the priest, though. That's the issue. Gone familiar. Here comes the sacking of our board and the end of our aggression. About it. Yeah, I guess because we drew the tap lad, we should have done it in the opposite direction and played Grazer. Yeah, this one's... Yeah, this one I think is over. If there's good news, it's that I don't think the way we played our lands is going to end up mattering because we're going to lose to double priest. that is the issue that is killing us here. The thing I don't like about this, we've seen this deck be very powerful in some scenarios, but the thing I don't like about the deck is it is just super all in. There's not really much of a backup plan. It's essentially a really weird take on an all-in aggro deck that just dumps your hand and hopes for the best. And when the best happens, it's really sweet. But when the best does not happen, yeah, we're going to game 3. But when the best doesn't happen, you have hands like this, where we just have a handful of Whatleys and High Alerts, and it's like, oh, we just, this hand does nothing, absolutely nothing. Would there ever be a series where you go back over popular brews budget decks, reevaluate with new sets added? I think of seeing an updated rally list for Modern, for example. Ooh. So maybe, is that something you'd be interested in? I feel like so far what we've done is mostly, you would swap Tower. I would never cut Tower from this deck. I think the Tower is the main and maybe only reason that we've been winning. Like, it is, I think the Tower Defense is arguably the best card in this deck. I can see an argument for Coco. If you want Coco, honestly, it's probably like cutting Cheriks and adding more cheaper high toughness creatures would probably be what I would do. Like max out on Nyx Fleece Rams, max out on, how many creatures do we have now? We have 25. Without Cheriks, it'd be 22. So we would need a significant number, a significant increase in creatures to make Coco work. So we'd probably have to, like, cut Cheriks. We would cut Cheriks. We would probably cut either Whatley or High Alert and go with 8 of the payoffs, and then fill the rest of that gap with cheap low CMC creatures. Is probably how I'd go. You can't play a YOLO Cheriks deck without Cheriks. Yeah, that's true. I mean, cutting Cheriks would these are the tough hands. We got a good board of creatures. We just don't have a payoff. And we don't really necessarily... We have a Scry land? Is it worth it? Oh, Wall of Blossom seems very, very solid. Yeah, Wall of Blossom seems like it should be in this deck. For sure. Like, that seems perfect. High toughness walls that also draws cards. Oh, so about the update thing. Apart from doing a straight up update series, the other thing that we can do is just revisit more decks. We already do some revisiting of decks from like Budget Magic and stuff, but it would be easy enough to... How greedy are we? I guess we're pretty greedy. Let's Nyx Fleece. The greedy part is they can Thought Seize us, and they are a deck that theoretically has Thought Seizes. So we can also just do more for the normal series too. Yeah, Journey to Eternity is really sweet. That would be a fun one to revisit. And Grass Rampage. Yeah. Well, Plague Razor. Put a land into play. Fabled Passage. Crag Fabled Passage. Island. Turtle Power. Go. No Thoughtseize? Please? Could be close. Oh, let me see Grateful Dead. Will there ever be another Grazer-like challenge? Alright, there's Mayhem Devil. Should there be another Grazer-like challenge? I guess we should have... Well, yeah, whatever. Yes, you get to ping us. Should there be another Grazer-like challenge? Is that something that you would enjoy? I wasn't sure... I honestly wasn't sure how much people enjoyed those or not. I think it could be fun to do. Yeah, we can look at other high toughness stuff. Get and hit ya. About it. Takes it. Scryland. Don't really need more assault formations. Well, we shall see. That's some damage. Can our opponent stabilize? Can they kill the turtle? There's a witches of it. Oh no. They got the cat? No. No cats? Please? There's been so many I'd love to see. New meta with updates. I play a lot of version stuff you've made. Play Vanifar for Modern. Ooh, Modern Vanifar was super fun. The best of one version looks interesting. Oh dear. Oh no. Alright. Surge Mare could be a good addition. Opponent still going off second food. Oh no! Wow, what a disaster of a turn. Disaster. Opponent hits us. Well, we get another Grazer. We attack our opponent. Ooh! I don't know if we're going to get there. This is going to be super close. Yeah, Wall of Omens. Oh, what a draw. Oh, no. Yeah, and I think this might do it. Yeah, synergy's really good for our opponent. Pings. Well, let's pump. Gernard Noe! Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. About it. What card are you most excited for in the new set? Oh, I think it's still the Black Rare God. Although, I'm going to try it in Standard, too. The one that steals the stuff that is discarded or sacrificed. I think that card is just... I think that card's insane. And maybe pretty good, too. But that card is really exciting to me. But there's actually quite a few. I like the new Blue God a lot. Another land. Wow, okay. Did not block with the cat for some reason I will never understand. Oh, I guess they did not have the Witch's Oven up. Am I going to play the new Teamer Cube? I don't know. We've played a lot of Limited lately. How is it? I mean, really, we're mostly a constructed stream, although I guess at the same time, we are also still kind of in the... Ouch. Although at the same time, we're also still kind of in this dead time where we're waiting for Kaldheim, so who knows? Maybe there's a chance there's another Limited stream, but normally I like to do Limited pretty infrequently, and I already feel like we've done it a lot. Excited for the new land destruction in this set. I'm glad that there is land destruction. I hope that Wizards keeps powering it up more. Would you like? I mean, if people want to see more cubes, I do. I do enjoy playing cube. Yeah, too many lands. Oh dear, too many lands, and our opponent just has too many obnoxious blockers for this to work out. Yeah, we're gonna have to look and see. Walls that draw cards seem like they would be a big deal for this deck. Yeah, Tsuko doesn't do it. High Alert doesn't do it. I don't think anything. I think we're just done. W Detention. That would have been nice, but it's a few million years on the late side. So we play this. It doesn't really do anything anymore. Ugh. Yeah, if we had drawn Deputy a while ago, I think it would have been good. At this point, what can we do? We can get the Mayhem Devil. So if we get Witch's Oven, they combo, sack, this kills us. If we get Mayhem Devil, this kills our stuff, and Cat... Yeah, we're just... Yeah. Yeah. All right, so before we go to the next round, let's look really quickly at this scale of return to sets. So this is from Mark Rosewater, the Rabia scale, and it's kind of like the Storm scale, but for planes. And essentially, one is like definitely happening, and anything from 5 to 1 is, there's a decent chance it'll probably happen. Down to 10 being essentially it'll never happen, but never say never. And 6 being could happen, but not as excited. So if you look through the list of sets, you'll see there's kind of a lot in the middle. Obviously, Innistrad we go to like every year now. Ixalan, Kaldheim, recent sets that are not super popular. Kaldheim, interestingly, was ranked a 7 back in July of 2020, and that's one of the downsides of the scale is when... Oh, is chat in the way? Hang on, I can move this over. I think. Hopefully. There we go. Maybe. So that's one of the awkward parts of the scale is that Mark Rosewater sometimes knows what's happening and has to give sneaky answers because he obviously knew that Kaldheim was going to be coming when he gave it a 7, but he obviously also can't be like, oh, it's a 1, because then everyone would know what's happening. New Phyrexia, a solid 5. That means it is possible. Old Phyrexia, much less likely. Ravnica, of course, we go to all the time. Zendikar, we go to all the time, is a 2 on the scale. I don't even know what Tolvada is, honestly. That is one I'm not super familiar with. Kamigawa, interestingly, got upgraded from an 8 to a 7, so it's still not likely, but it still is kind of heading in the right direction. And that does happen quite a bit, where, like you said, Tanos, where this is the Rabia scale, which I think Rabia... What is Rabia? Is the name of a plane? What is Babylovia? Babylovia is a plane in the universe. It's a steampunk mad scientist world. Where is it referenced? Where's this come from? Like, where's this canonically? Oh. It was one of the planes from Unstable. Some of the cards in Unstable were apparently from that plane. That makes sense. Hey, good night, Tanos. Thanks for hanging out. All right, let's do some more crabbing, and then we'll look at what we can add to the deck before we're done. Hey, Seth, note that Arena has a big card pool. Do you feel that MTG has to do something with the current economy? As a person who plays both Moto and Arena, it's getting harder to justify spending money on both. Ooh, that's a good question. I mean, yes, I would like to see Wizards do something about the economy. They are doing something about the economy on Magic Online. I don't know if you saw this, but it actually started yesterday. They're doing an event where you can pay $25 and you get access to all the cards for 2 weeks, and you get part of an entry into an event that's coming up as well. So the idea is, if you don't have a collection, you can still play the event. You pay $25. It also includes half your entry fee, and you get all the cards that you'll need to test with and play with. You can play them in the event. You can also just play them for fun over those weeks. So I think that might be the direction that Wizards is heading with.
This power ought to be shared.
Wow, this next Leafs Rams is going to go off. I think that might be the direction that Wizards is heading with Magic Online. So essentially, an official Wizards rental program slash subscription type model. That doesn't take away from the fact that there's still Arena and Magic Online. In theory, you're probably still paying twice or... Oh, opponent's going to die. Opponent's going to die. Opponent doesn't know it, but they're dead. They're dead. The greatest Knicks Fleece Ram. Oh, watch this, chat. Watch this. This is a buddy shot. And this is why you don't cut tower defense. Oh, boy, that made my night. Excuse me. Wow, that was good. That was a turn 4 Knicks Fleece Ram kill. Words that I never imagined that I would be saying. Oh. All right, run it back. Hey, what's up, Masterly MDG? How are you? Hello, hello. So, the decks actually function pretty well, honestly. It's actually done a pretty reasonable, for being pretty janky and outside of the mana base, pretty cheap. I feel like it's kept up for the most part, and it does some very explosive things. It is a little swing and missy. Like, the good games are really good, but then we also have some games where it's a lot clunkier. So if you missed some of those games, they do happen where your opponent just kind of kills your stuff, and then you have a handful of Huatlias and you get sad, but... Well, alright. Tab line, go. Yeah, it's a butt stack. We're butting around. Yeah, we started with Abzan counters. And then moved halfway through to some butts action. So opponents just gruel. I mean, I guess the good news is we do have decent blockers if we're not getting cleaved. Well, Breeding Pool, untapped. Gilded Goose. Turtle Power. Go. Can you beat a 0-5 opponent? A surprising number of decks say no. Dr. Jug, 8 months. That is insane. Time does fly. Welcome back to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super cheer with you for you. Thank you. We have not tried Coco Abzan counters. I think we probably will try that in the future because I wasn't like super impressed with the version we played today, honestly. I thought the version we played today was more okay than anything. Boy, I would like to... We can't play Cherix yet. How do we do this? Well, let's scry. Assault formation to the bottom. Alright. Well, Huatli. I don't like catching in our food. What we need is to gain 17 life with Huatli. That is what we need to really put a cushion here. Unfortunately, our opponent with red mana can Ember Cleave us, and that's not good. Opponent. Have I ever built a cube? I've started to build cubes. Oh, they do have red mana. I've started to build cubes multiple times, and I've never finished one. I would like to have a cube. I would probably end up. Do we block to play around Emberclave? Or do we block to kill the biggest thing? Yeah. I mean, I guess if it's cleave, at least it's going to Awali and not killing us. Alright.
Well done.
Well. Boom. 0-17. We lost our Wally, though, which would have been really good. Davey BX, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. Yeah, I like higher powered cubes, but there's no way in the world I'm going to spend the amount of money required to have, like, Power 9 cards or anything. Even original dual lands are just, like, so ridiculously expensive at this point. So I think that... Oh, that's too many Cherixes. So I think that what I would probably end up doing is getting the non-reserve list cards and then getting non-counterfeit proxies for the reserve list cards. So I think that would be my cube plan. And I guess, I mean, especially if you're taking a cube to events or something like that. Especially if you're taking your cube to events or something like that. It makes some sense to have proxies anyway, just because you're going to be having other people play with your cube, and there would be, you never know, a chance that some unscrupulous person could... Oh, well, we don't have a way to deal damage equal to our toughness at the moment is the problem. Secondary problem is we have nigh infinite Cherixes. Does Cherix really need to be legendary? Opponent gonna go attacking. Well, block. Actually, you know what? You block there. You block there. I mean, we are blocking well. I guess we're technically only taking one a turn at this point. And if we ever draw... I guess maybe we should be Cherixing to kill stuff. Let's gain life this turn, though. No. Oh, no. Oh, boy. That's bad. Okay. Uh-oh. Oh. That's much better. Huh. So. Now what? That was a draw. So if we attack and attack, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we can't double attack. We can attack with just Cherix. 4, 5, 6, 7. So if this blocks here, 3. This has to block. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. I should have blocked the Cherix. So many people make that mistake. So many people do not play around. We need the wait. Where's the crab song? Where is it? There we go. Now our stream's probably gonna get banned. I probably should play it. Oh, now we're probably gonna get banned though. So I don't think we'd actually play the music. When you win with Cherix, you gotta have some dancing crabs. That's a rule. The song's not copywritten. Oh, that's good. So maybe we won't get banned. All right, let's. I mean, the deck's working fine. Are there any? Are there any easy improvements? So like, do we even need Collect a Company? The card advantage would be nice, but Cherix is fun and funny, and I don't know if I want to cut it. We have Wall of Blossoms does seem good. The only issue is Huatli doesn't allow defenders to attack. If you look at our creatures, we're technically not playing any defenders. We're just playing high toughness non-wall creatures, and that might be... Why is this Wall of Runes still there? And that might be necessary to not add walls. Stellar Seago! Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Ugh, the problem is we need to add more creatures for Coco. We just don't have enough creatures. We only have 22 hits. So, let's just play another game or two. I mean, the deck's working well enough. We're winning more than we're losing, and technically sort of ranking up, oddly enough. So we might as well just play another game or two. I do think there are updates that are possible to the deck, but it might be that if we're gonna go with the wall plan. Hey, see you, Strictly Jess. Have a wonderful night. Do the lesson against us with 6 so many planeswalkers. Stellar Seagull, thank you so much, and welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The other possibility is maybe, wow, the no creature hand. The other possibility is maybe you go Arcades, and then you add in the Wall of Blossoms and play the Assault Formation still, and maybe the High Alert still, but get rid of the Wally, and then you can play a defendery version of the deck that would still be functional. Yeah, so maybe Arcades, Walls, Butts could be a way to go. Booted. Oh boy, Gallia. We're gonna need some actual creatures. We have all the Toughness Matters stuff, but no creatures. Still no creatures. This is an awkward draw. All the payoffs, none of the boring stuff. Yeah, Dorn would be sweet. Bone Crusher. Opponent. Yeah, opponent's off to a fast start. Oh, more lands. I don't even know. Well, I guess we already showed our opponent everything. All right, yeah, I mean, yeah, that was a very awkward draw. Opponent fast, us. That hand was not great. Oddly, we have not drawn a Fae of Wishes. This entire league somehow we have not drawn a Fae of Wishes. Not a single one. But it's actually my primary historic deck has a surprising learning curve. It definitely seems to have a learning curve for opponents who do not ever play around tower defense. Yeah, I think we can use the Fae of Witches to fetch them from our sideboard. So that might be, I guess it's technically one more mana, but it's coming attached to a 1/4 body, which is actually pretty good with our payoffs. Are there any good cards with Boast? Oh, that sounds much better. Are there any good cards with Boast, or is the mechanic a joke? So I do think it's a flavorful mechanic. Let's we'll pull it up here. Scryfall's filter is so helpful with stuff like this. Now we finally drew a Fae of Wishes. We have a new donation from, and I will pull up Boast cards in a minute. We can talk about them. I think that's an interesting and good question. Now, let's play Nyx Fleecerab. From Based Saffron. Dear Seth, Based Saffron here. I'll be bringing the comment section of YouTube to Twitch, abridging something you've done in the week. Get ready to be bullied with money. Love, Based Saffron. I'm bringing the comment section of YouTube to Twitch, abridging something you've done in the week. Get ready to be bullied with money. Well, thank you, Base Saffron. I do not understand most of those sentences, but I do very much appreciate the $2 donation. Thank you so much. So I'm a little skeptical generally of mechanics that require you to attack, because it's hard to keep attacking with small creatures. So that's pretty much my biggest concern. That's kind of my same concern with the Green Snow God. Like, yeah, untapping all your snow stuff when you attack is powerful, but are you going to be able to repeatedly attack with a 3/3 without getting blown out in one way or another? That is, I would say, another question altogether. Opponent. Gonna start the Great Chump. Well, crab time. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. We gotta not win with Jerick, so I don't want to pull up that video again. Alright, Boast. And well, we draw a turtle. It is annoying that we can't block the questing beast. Well, go to combat. Attack you. Opponent blocks. Not quite lethal. Goes to 7. Well, turtle time. Fae of Wishes. Time. Pass the turn. I think we might have him though. Spell Collector, that is fine. Growl Spellbreaker, also fine. Attacks with everything. Block, block. Drop to 3. But bad news for the opponent. We're not dead. 3 is not dead. Actually, 3 is so alive that we can shock ourselves to send a message. Attack you. And kill ya. That was good. That was good. That was not bad at all. Alright, after this match, we'll look at Boast. After this match. Yeah, dodging the cleave is certainly helpful. Yeah, we're back. Isn't there a Ween album about a weird crab monster? The Mollusk! Yes, there is. That is actually probably the best Ween album. I think, if I'm being objective, and not letting my personal favorites and biases come in, I think that's probably the best Ween album, honestly. The Mollusk is top tier Ween. Chocolate and Cheese is still my favorite. And 12 Golden Country Hits is still my sleeper choice, I think. But The Mollusk is a great album. Chocolate and Cheese, I think, will always be my favorite, simply because that's how I discovered weed. I didn't know who Ween was. And the first time I heard weed, I went into a record store out in Denver. And this was like early 2000s. And I walked in and they were playing Buenos Tardes Amigos of all songs, which is not only Ween, but it's like one of the weirdest Ween songs. It's like this Mexican story about a bandit, and it's a very, very, even for Ween, it's pretty far out there. And I had to ask what it was, because I had no idea. I didn't even know if it was, I thought it was good. It was just, I don't know, when you listen to, that's back in like the emo era, when that's all that's like on the radio is like emo and stuff. So I hear this and it's just like nothing I'd ever heard before. This is a thing that people listen to. So yeah. So I asked them, they told me what the album was. I bought the album. I listened to the album again and again and again, and now Chocolate and Cheese. And that's what got me into the rest of weed. And as a result, Chocolate and Cheese is my favorite Ween album. But his hand is everything we want except the ability to actually kill our opponent, because we don't have green mana. Ouch. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Well, we'll stick it out one more turn, I guess, but actually, no, they have this. Yes, this is so incredibly awkward for us. I'll pass the turn. Yeah, this is not good. 2 lands, no win. What other bands do I like? I like a lot of, like, indie and underground bands, but some bands I've been listening to a lot lately. I've been listening to a lot of Mountain Goats lately, actually, who I had never really listened to before for some reason. But I've listened to a lot of Mountain Goats. Modest Mouse is someone I've been listening to quite a bit lately. For some reason, and it's weird, and I don't understand why, but I really like Billie Eilish music, which is not the type of music that I normally listen to. I still don't even understand, because I kind of have this, like, hipster thing where I don't really listen to radio music. But for some reason, and I don't know what it was, I really like Billie Eilish music, which is so strange to me. I like a lot of, like, weird old 60s stuff too. Mothers of Invention, The Fugs. Jeffrey Lewis is someone, like, weird folk. Jeffrey Lewis. Doofus is another band that I don't think many people really know, but I really like. I think it's a little on the late side. Yeah, all right, let's go to game 3. I do like blues. All right, one more butts game. Let's go out right. Talk about music and butt it up one more time. I like blues to some extent. I like jazz to some extent. I like country, but very limited country. Hey, thank you for the cheer, Ted. I really don't like radio country, but like Johnny Cash, Hank Williams, like that style of country, like real country, I really enjoy. I guess, and I've gotten a lot more into to like rap and R&B recently. I used to be someone who I didn't not like rap, but I never really listened to rap or R&B. But I've gotten more into it in the last couple of years. I really like some Childish Gambino stuff. Chance the Rapper. I don't like Chance the Rapper's new stuff as much, but I like Chance the Rapper a lot. Like Atmosphere. I especially like, I guess, like intellectual rap, I would say. I'm not a big fan of like gangster rap, but like intellectual rap and people who are like just amazing writers and they express that through the rap genre, that's like amazingly impressive to me. So people who can write really good rhymes, more so than Aesop Rock is like top tier as far as intellectual rap for sure. Like, yeah, stuff like that I really enjoy. More so than just like the more gangsta style rap. All right, let's Grazer. Can we get one? What are we up against? Can we get one more win? Oh no, Jwari Disruption. Really? Oh, control is probably tough for us. Did you see the Karsten math on the new Kaldheim card? Wait, is there Karsten math on it? Is this on Tybalt's Trickery? I have not seen that, but I would like to see that because that is something I've actually like straight up been asking about. Yeah. Oh, it's possible we should have ended with one of our good games. I got a feeling this might be a disappointing way to go out. I don't think our deck can recover from like I think that's it now. Oh, yeah, our deck is, well, we've seen the good and the bad of our deck. Really powerful, hilarious, fast kills. On the other hand, yeah. It doesn't recover from this. It doesn't have the ability. Now we have, you look at our hand, we have like 4 dead cards. I wonder if there's a way to avoid this problem. I also wonder if maybe we're just playing too many Huatlis and high alerts. Like, we really want one, but we don't necessarily ever want more than one, which is it's weird. We need to play a lot of them because we gotta have one, or else our deck's not gonna do anything. At the same time, if we draw a whole bunch of them, then our deck also doesn't do anything. Which is kind of a weird dilemma for the deck. What was the one Carson did his math for? Carson's math is one of my favorite aspects of Magic content. Oh, Mystic Reflection. Oh, too many lands. All right, we'll give this a shot. Fae of Wishes is interesting, at least. Total power added to the... What is this showing? Total power added to the battlefield. So this is if you... Mystic Reflection... Oh, I see the idea. So you Master of Waves with its make tokens trigger on the stack. You Mystic Reflection, so your creatures come into play as copies of Master of Waves, which means if you have even 2 blue pips on the battlefield, you're going to end up with 98 power. If you have 7 blue pips, it's up to 1200. That's super sweet. That's actually hilarious. We're probably gonna have to play some more Devotion at some point. Yeah, that's one of the tricks for that card, because of how it's worded. Where if one or more creature would come into play, you get the triggers. Easiest way to take advantage of it is to play things that make multiple tokens. Although I think it's actually like. Also relatively fine if you just play it fairly too. But that's actually a cool combo. There's so many things. I feel like, what do you think of the complexity we're seeing in Kaldheim? Like, what is your opinion on that? Because I feel like Wizards is showing us, I don't think it's infinite because it only triggers one time. Oh my goodness, I'm so incredibly stupid. Wow, that's one of the dumber things I've ever done. Yeah, Blood Sun shuts down Fabled Passage. Oops. Well, yeah. I mean, I guess we still have a 2-turn clock, but that was still definitely a pun. Yeah, because Mystic Reflection is only the next time. So it doesn't... Out. So it doesn't trigger for all your creatures. It only triggers on... Nasty. Well, alright. Well, that's it. We got the crab. Does the crab close out the game? Does our opponent manage to... Oh, no, my God. And that does it. Oh. Wow. Oh, no. Yeah, it feels like there's a lot of super unique designs. Well, I'm glad we're drawing all these Fabled Passages. Oh, what a sad way to go out. The saddest way to go out. Well, all right. Pass the turn. Opponent. Yeah, I think Holy Diva, from what I know, popularized this pile of cards. Oh, all right, sure. Oh boy. Well, I think that does it. So what do we learn? What do we learn about this deck? And I gotta say, I wish that the lands were a little bit cheaper, because if it wasn't for the lands, this would be a really sweet budget deck. Like, this is not a hard is not a hard deck to put together non-land wise. What is the coolest card from Kaldheim? I don't. One of the things I love about Kaldheim and love about how Wizards has been designing sets lately is they keep doing things that we've never seen before. And I think that's really exciting. And honestly, in some ways, kind of amazing. Sometimes after 27 years or whatever, sometimes it works out and it's great. Other times it breaks the game and it's horrible. So there is risk involved. But for me, I think some of the coolest cards are things where it's just like, wow, Wizards has literally never done this before. Mystic Reflection would be on that list. That's not something we've seen before. That's a brand new thing. It's really cool, really unique. Where are Reflections of Lajara? Really excited to play that. Is that going to be like broken top tier standard? Probably not, but it's like a really spicy, fun Panharmonicon style card. So that's another one on the list. The Tergrid is obviously one of my favorite cards from the whole set. I think that card is really unique too, and maybe too good. Tibalt's Trickery, not sure how I like having a red counter spell in Magic, but still, like, that's a really unique card that's really powerful. Color pry issues, like, that is a concern, but still, it is a unique card. So, Maskwood Nexus, also on the list. The new sagas I like, none of them are like super broken. The most innovative is probably Bears, just because you're giving your creatures that static base power toughness of 4/4, which we haven't really seen before. World Tree is really fun. Like, I'm hyped for this set. I'm hyped for this set in a whole bunch of different ways. Like, there's a big list of ways that I'm excited for this set, and it's gonna be so fun. The only thing I'm disappointed about, and I didn't actually realize this until just recently. There is a long time until the set actually comes out. We get the end of spoilers next week, and then it doesn't release on Arena until the 28th. So we actually have 2 weeks from today for this set to come out, which is kind of a long time. That's a lot longer than I was realizing. Usually it feels like it comes closer to spoiler season. So soon though, soon. Do you think that Corona False God tribal deck could be decent now with the new addition to tribal support? Like, Corona's not actually very good commander. Fine for flavor purposes. I would probably play like Morophon or something, honestly, for God Tribal. I think that God Tribal is good. Corona's just a really risky commander. So, I mean, it's still fun, though. I don't want to discourage you from playing it, but I don't think Corona's problems is we don't have enough good gods. Corona's problem is giving your opponent Corona is it can be very risky in a game of Commander, but doesn't Red have the second most counter spells in the game? Yes, but they don't really get like non-conditional, just like counter anything counter spells, which is kind of weird to see those being a thing that's happening. So that's a little bit weird, but anyway, everyone, I think that brings us to the end of our stream for tonight. So in the meantime, we will be back on Tuesday next week. We still got spoilers next week. So that means spoilers happening, no Monday stream, but we'll be back on Tuesday, which will be super fun. In the meantime, I mean, there's daily spoilers on the YouTube. You can catch the old streams on the replay YouTube. And one more awesome shout out to our sponsor tonight, who is pretty excellent, I would say, and that is Card Kingdom. And if you need some Kaldheim cards, we are waiting for the set to release. You can pre-order them now over at cardkingdom.com. Even get a free Scoop Soldier sticker. Just let them know you want one. Most importantly, thanks to all of you. Seriously, everyone, thank you so much for hanging out, for having fun tonight. I hope you have an amazing weekend. Rain incoming, by the way. But I hope you have a super amazing, awesome weekend. If you're magicking or not magicking, enjoy Kaldheim spoilers. Let's go Buffalo. And yeah, we'll be back on Tuesday with more fun. Until then, everyone, have a great night. Have a great weekend. I love y'all, and I will talk to you soon.